Welcome to another Ice Guys Betcast. We are ready to rock. We are ready to roll. It is Game 3 between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders. Ian Cameron with you, the host of the Ice Guys. We'll have Alex B. Smith joining me momentarily. He'll be coming in closer to puck drop as we get set for Game 3 between the Lightning and the Islanders. Happy to have everybody tuning in. Glad you could join us here on this Betcast. We are going to be firing out the link to join the show to all those of you that have requested it. We actually have a few people that have requested entry to join us here on the Betcast tonight. So we're very much looking forward to Game 3. Before we start, before we get to puck drop, before we get people starting to file in here, our guests tonight, viewers, fans, listeners of the show, as always with the Betcast, we've got some beer tonight ready to rock. I got the cheap stuff tonight. I've run out of craft beer, and I got to go to my favorite local watering hole and get some more tomorrow. So we're drinking cheap tonight, Labatt Blue, but a quality, old school, lager here with Labatt Blue. So we're definitely looking forward to that. We've got this game about 7 minutes, I would say, from opening puck drop here. Game 3, Tampa Bay, New York. So let's get to it. If you missed the show earlier today, the Ice Guys show, you are aware that I'm on quite a few things revolving around the Islanders tonight. We do have them in the first. I think the first period is the biggest in terms of the amount of money that I have on these sides and totals before the game. I think the New York Islanders first period is the one that I like the best, that I have the most invested in. Islanders plus 110 in the first period. I've also got Islanders full game here at plus a 125 for a smaller amount. A little bit on the Islanders team total, which is over 2.5 at around even money. You know, I think it's reasonable, especially on home ice, bolstered by the energy of that crowd. You know, that the Islanders are going to get themselves to at least 3 goals in this game. So good to keep. I think there's a good chance of that. One thing we've seen from the Islanders is lately at home, they have been very, very solid coming out of the gate strong on home ice. We'll see if that carries over to tonight. The first period over is a small bet for me, 1.5, which is a really good price. Plus 120 you can get in some spots with that. So very decent price with that. Got some goal scorer props. We've got Braden Point on Tampa Bay is just almost a must at this point to score. I've got Victor Hedman as well. I just get that feeling he's ready to chip in a goal from the blue line for Tampa Bay. And we've got 2 obvious candidates for goal scorer props on the Islanders, Barzal and Nelson. Nelson has really started to get his offense going, and we know Matthew Barzal is on a terrific goal-scoring streak right now after a slow start to the playoffs. In terms of shots on goal props, I like Steven Stamkos, even money, over 2.5 shots. He once again said after Game 2, I could raise my game to another level, particularly offensively. He said, I feel I should be doing a little bit more. So if he's true to his word, you're going to see him more involved in the offense tonight, probably throw a few more pucks at the net. So definitely interested in Steven Stamkos over 2.5 shots. I thought that was worth a look tonight in terms of a shots on goal prop. You know, the shots on goal prop at this time of year, I'd go light with them. I try to pick my spots. And I also like the New York Islanders team shots on goal over 28.5. I think that was worth a look because, again, you expect home ice. This team is probably going to be jumping out of their skates, particularly early in the game. So I think you are going to see plenty of shots from the New York Islanders tonight. Now, the question, and that's pretty good in case, you know, that's another way you could actually bet the Islanders tonight if you don't feel comfortable with them winning the game, you know, or scoring, because that's one thing. It's one thing to get the shots. It's one thing to get the chances. It's another thing to put the puck in the net, you know, so that's the thing you worry about when you got a good defense with Hedman, Sergachev, and McDonough leading that group for the Lightning. And you've got Vasilevsky playing the way he is. So in terms of shots on goal, over 28.5 for the New York Islanders tonight, that's a good bet if you think they're going to carry the play, they're going to get their opportunities, they're going to really have a fast start without having to worry about, will they score? Will they win the game? So it's another good derivative bet you can look at if you think the New York Islanders are going to carry some of the play tonight in this game, which I think they will. We got Alex B. Smith with us now. Welcome back, Alex. I know it's been a crazy 48 hours bothering you, but he's playing through pain tonight a little bit, joining us here on the Betcast. Alex, great to have you. How are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm glad to be on with you guys for a little bit. Just been a tough day today. I found out I have a pinched nerve in my neck, and that's been causing some issues. So got some medication, hopefully working on that. So kind of taking things day by day, but definitely wanted to at least stop on for at least 30 minutes or an hour and join you guys in the Betcast. I'm on the first period over as well with the this game tonight, and yeah, you made a good point about shots on goal is a great prop to look at, no matter what your view is of the total. Even if you think a game's going to go under, but you think the goalies are going to play well, but guys are still going to find ways to get shots on goal. So that's also something to circle if you don't think there's going to be a lot of goals, but you think there will be a lot of shot chances, a lot of opportunities, especially in this series where we've been seeing a lot of chippy play, a lot of power play opportunities. So like I said, even if they don't convert on them, at least you can cash a couple of tickets with those shot on goal props.
Yeah, absolutely. The one I've got is, New York Islanders over 28.5. It's even money, -110. Pretty good price with that. So if they get 29 shots on goal tonight, we cash that ticket. And look, it's a situation where I think at home they've been a little bit more aggressive offensively. I remember the times in both the Pittsburgh series and the Boston series, they got swarming the net and they had that forecheck going and they got that crowd just going nuts. And it's amazing how much better and more effective, Alex, a forecheck is when you've got an insane asylum known as your fan base in the building cheering you on. And that's what the Islanders have done a lot in these playoffs. They've really risen to the occasion thanks to that crowd. And they've been able to, they've had times where they've had the same D pair and the same forward group for the opposing team out on the ice for like 2 minutes straight. And it's because they're swarming with that forecheck, and the crowd energy is, I think, a big part of why they're able to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, because of the fact that we went, virtually almost a whole calendar year without fans, home ice is worth more now than ever. It's not going to be like this come October once, teams get back to playing in front of crowds regularly. But it's something to definitely take notice of now, especially with the barns that we've had, between the Islanders and Vegas. Those are, some rocking places for sure. Even Tampa's got, a decent crowd as well. So it's something to look forward to, and especially if we have, I don't know what Montreal is going to do. If they make it to the final, will they increase their capacity past the 3,000 mark?
Well, they've got 3,500 confirmed for the rest of the series against Vegas. So that would be game 3, game 4, and if necessary, a game 6. Okay. Beyond that, if they get to the Stanley Cup final, obviously they'll make a decision at that point. I could see them going up to 5,000. But I think you're kidding yourself, or you're living in a fool's paradise. I think if you think it's going to be above 5,000 people for the Stanley Cup final, they're going with baby steps, in this country right now with in terms of the larger gatherings. So if it's something beyond 5,000 for the Stanley Cup final, should the Canadians get there, I'd be surprised. It looks like we have opening puck drop. Yes, we do. We are underway with Game 3, Lightning and Islanders at Nassau Coliseum. We're going to hear again that chant tonight. They do that a bunch during these Islander home games, so I know we won't have to wait too long to hear that. But give them credit. I don't mind that. I love hearing it. It's actually something unique, something different. Soccer style chant, right? Is what Nick, the resident Ice Guys Islander fan, said when he was with me the other day. Nicholas Earl on the show. By the way, we're going to send the links out to all of our guests in just a moment here, so we will send those out right now. And he said that. I mean, it's like a soccer, type of crowd, soccer style chanting going on for these Islander games. But good pace here early on. Crowd's full of energy. Just a minute in. Hedman already jumping into the play early on. Puck thrown to the net. Good save early for Varlamov. That's going to be key for Tampa Bay. Play in the offensive zone. Take this crowd out of the game early. And try to dictate play and keep the momentum on their side. Because, look, Tampa Bay, I want to see early on, Alex, I think puck battles won. That's the story of these playoffs now that we're down to the final 4 teams. It's not about skill anymore and talent and speed as much as who's going to win those battles. Right. Vegas won the battles game 1 against Montreal. Montreal won more of the battles last night in game 2. In this series, Islanders won all the battles in game 1. Tampa Bay won more of the battles in game 2. Like winning those one-on-one battles for loose pucks is critical. That's really what's winning these games right now.
Yeah, and you made a good point about say taking the crowd out of it. Like I said, as hyped up as these crowds have been, they can work in the opposite direction. As the case in point last night, where Montreal gets those 2 goals, and you could hear a pin drop at T-Mobile Arena toward the end of that first period. So that is the key when you're on the road against playing in a big crowd like this, is to try to establish momentum on your side early. Yeah.
By the way, there's bullshit flying around Twitter that the Vegas crowd doesn't know how how to respond when the team is not doing well in a game and that they're too quiet. I've been to Leaf games in the past at home in a obviously a hotbed hockey market. They're the same damn way. If the Leafs are down 3-0, yeah, good luck getting those fans to make noise too. So this nonsense that Vegas fans don't know how to act when their team is trailing in a game. It's hard to get a fan base pumped up when they're down by a couple of goals. Sorry, that's just reality. It's human nature. It's human emotion. 2-0, it's harder to generate that energy and that, to cheer on your team when things aren't going well. That's not a Vegas thing. That's everywhere.
Some crowds do it better though, and it shouldn't be an issue at all when it comes to playoff time. The regular season is different. I always talk about Hawks playing those 6:00 Sunday games where that's a different crowd than a 7:30 Saturday night or even a Wednesday night crowd. So that's something you do see in the regular season. But as far as the playoffs go, everybody's amped up pretty much at all times. Like I said, they were able to get back into that game, the crowd, in the second period and moving forward. So.
Yeah, exactly. They were. And look, like I said, I've been to Leaf games before. They're down 2 goals in a game. I can hear a pin drop in the place, and that's supposed to be a hotbed hockey market. So are you going to tell them that they don't know how to react when their team's trailing? So, it's just human emotion. It's hard to be excited. It's hard to be happy. It's hard to cheer. It's hard to be excited when your things aren't going well. It's just as simple as that. No score or 2 minutes and 13 seconds into this one so far. 1 shot on goal apiece. It's been pretty. This is actually a good start for Tampa when you consider they have avoided having that initial onslaught, by the Islanders. There's been a couple of shifts now, and we really haven't seen the New York Islanders, cycle the puck, get that forecheck going, and that's going to be critical here. I said that Stamkos is one guy that has to get going here tonight for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Are you on board with that? To me, I think he could do better. Points had a nice start. A couple other guys have had a nice start to the series for the Lightning, but Stamkos hasn't done much offensively. He had that terrible turnover that led to Barzal's goal in game 1. I think the number 91 has to step up here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing. He's got to, chip in a bit more. He's the leader of this team. You think about last year in the bubble where, only played basically 3 shifts in the Cup final, but one of them was a goal, and that really kind of amped things up for that team. So he's got to be he's the leader in that clubhouse without question. But he's got to lead by example a little bit in the series as well.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of leading by example for Islander Nation, at least in terms of the Ice Guys fans and viewers and listeners, it would be Nicholas Earl, our first guest joining us tonight here on the Betcast. Nicholas, welcome in.
How you doing?
I know you got to be amped up. You got to be excited beyond belief. First home playoff game in this series and a tied series. Welcome in.
Thank you. Yeah, this crowd is crazy so far. You can tell right off the start by the way that the whole crowd sang the national anthem. This crowd is ready for some semifinal playoffs. They haven't seen it since the 80s. So this is definitely a different type of game for the Islanders tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 shots already for the Islanders. I like that as someone with over 28.5 shots tonight for this Islanders team. Scott Mayfield. That's what I'm like. Every time I see a defenseman at the blue line now, I'm thinking, shoot that puck tonight, especially when you're on a shots on goal prop like that. The Islanders, Nick, you watch this team a lot, obviously, every game. We talked about Lightning players that need to step up. Now it's 1-1. It's each team's won a game. There's no need to panic. But is there someone on the Islanders, Nick, do you think, hey, you got to start doing a little bit more than what I've seen in these first 2 games? Is there someone on the Islanders you think should be doing more?
Nothing that pops off right off the top of my mind here. I would have to look at what the players have put up, but I definitely like what Barzal's been doing though, and Nelson.
Yep.
Obviously the 2 guys you mentioned. Those were the 2 guys I mentioned during my show today that I was looking at player props for. I have Barzal over a point or over half a point and over 2.5 shots on goal. So he's definitely someone I was targeting. And Nelson's just been one of those guys that just stands right in front of the net and gets these deflection goals, whatever. And he just finds his way to get the puck in the back of the net. So those are 2 guys I like to see. The 4th line has been, I really like the way this 4th line plays, the identity line. I don't think there's a better 4th line in hockey than Clutterbuck, Martin, and Cizikas. And I think overall, just during this playoff run, this has been just a good team effort for this whole Islanders team where we've had 4 complete lines come and play during these playoffs.
Yeah, I'll throw one out there, Nick, for you that I think could do more for the Islanders. Like, does Josh Bailey still play for this team?
Yeah, I saw that. He's a plus 300 to score tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one guy that there's some offense there out of him. You just haven't seen it now for several games. So there's someone I think you could get a little bit more from. I hear you. It's hard to nitpick. I mean, the Islanders are, in the semifinals. It is hard to nitpick about, certain players when you get this far. But to me, there's just Josh Bailey to me could give you a little bit more offense. Beauvillier's kind of slipped a little bit too the last few games, but no doubt Barzal's been terrific. Nelson, of course, no question about that. I think Eberle has really worked hard. I mean, he's winning puck battles. It's not just the offense. It's the winning of the puck battles. It's being hard on the boards. There's a big steal right there by the Islanders, but the shot got blocked. This is a shot blocking machine here, Tampa Bay. It's unbelievable how many shots are blocked by that trio of Hedman, Sergachev, and McDonough. The number of shots they block on the back end is insane.
Yeah, they've done a really good job of that.
Yeah, where are you right now for the game? So I know how many seconds you are in front of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's that's the problem. It's an inexact stop. What a stop there by Varlamov. There was a ton of room there for a point shot, and a huge early stop for Varlamov right there. Nick Leddy, great transition the other way. Eberle, nice pass there. Couldn't shoot. Wow, missed the net. He had some room there. Islanders now back and forth we go a little bit here. Palmieri and line on the ice now, trying to make something happen. That crowd is just amped. Holy. There they go. Oh, oh.
Let me get some type of sound up on this because I have it on my monitor here, and I would have one or two volume, and I wanted to hear what you guys were saying, so I turned the volume off. So now I have back at like that one volume, so I can hear both you guys and the game. So
yeah, it's an inexact science with this stuff. I mean, everybody's got probably different feeds, different cable providers, satellites. Some people might be watching off IPTV like I do. So you just never know it's impossible to get everybody synced up at the same time.
Yeah.
That's the only issue.
I watch off of NBCSports.com.
Yeah, and I have the NHL site watcher up as well because I can't see the time on the screen because the USA wants to get with their scoreboard. They got everything zoomed in, so all I can see is the score being 0-0.
Yeah, that's got to be fucking changed for the Turner broadcasts next year. That they got to at least tweak that little. I know they might like the graphics, but the damn thing has got to be on the screen for everyone. Right. Can't have that. All right, we're getting the beer poured. As I said, disappointing that out of craft beer. I ran out of it last night, so didn't get a chance to refill today. So we just got the old Labatt Blue. Standard.
I love me some Labatt Blue. Unfortunately, I don't have any left, so I'm going with a good old Mountain Dew tonight.
Mountain Dew, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of being on medication, I got to stick with the Canada Dry for
Canada Dry. Yeah. So that's good. I'm at least glad I'm not drinking harder, more alcoholic beer because it's harder percentage, much larger percentage, the craft stuff.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Stamkos shot blocked. We needed that to get through because we have over 2.5 shots for Stamkos tonight. Wow. Hedman, big shot. It looked like it might have squeaked through the pads of Varlamov, but he squeezed them just in the nick of time there. Good save there. Yep. Right there.
Yeah, Ian, you're about 4 seconds ahead of me.
Yeah, wow. I just saw the Stamkos shot block, and he just squeezed it between his knees, and it's going. Looks like it's going commercial break now for me.
Wow. So there's what the hell's going on here? This is like Alex is like 5 seconds behind. Well, at least now we have an indication. Alex is like 4 or 5 seconds behind. You're like 20 behind, Nick. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on. Yeah, I'm online, so I don't.
No, I'm watching cable, but I think it's because USA. If this was on NBC Sports Network, we'd be closer in sync. So.
Yeah, I have it on NBCSports.com. That's just the way I go and watch. And usually, it's not a problem because I'm not watching with other people from around the world. So, so usually that's not much of a problem. But the only time it matters is when I'm talking with other people, or with baseball, I get score alerts for every single team. So if a run is scored, I get alerted. If the game ends, I get alerted. So that's just how I keep up with baseball. And I will get alerts saying, "Oh, Pete Alonso hit a home run," and then I'll look at the TV and he's hitting the home run. So like sometimes I like to mess with my brother. I'll be like, that guy's about to hit a home run. And then he's like, you knew. I'm like, yeah.
Nice.
Good stuff. Yeah. If you want to mess around with someone, make sure you screw around with them when you're either ahead or behind, and they're behind them in your feed. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can screw with me all night long for all I know.
Yeah. By the way, cheers to a Hockey Night in Canada tonight for a great intro, the video intro to this game. They did Don't Sweat the Technique, Eric B. and Rakim. They made a point of it to mention they're from the Long Island area. What a very nice, appropriate twist for their intro and their video intro, and that was the background music. So great production by Hockey Night in Canada to open the broadcast tonight for this game. And look who we've got, Jarek in the house once again.
Hey.
Jarek, welcome in.
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Very good.
All right.
Good stuff.
Nice to be
We'll feel
back.
better if the Islanders pop one in here, but so far so good. Patience is a virtue.
I got Cologne first goal, so I'm kind of opposing you there, but I'll still root for you if the Islanders score. Won't be heartbroken.
No.
Yeah, I think about 5 minutes before the game started, I twisted my arm and placed Islanders plus 120. Originally, I didn't have any Islanders money tonight. I just had the over, but I just like, okay, sure.
All right,
had to.
Yeah. So
Well,
the
I
Islanders have it in the Tampa zone, and here's Cheshire Cat.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, as well, there he
How
is.
we all
What's going on?
doing? It's good to see
Doing good.
everybody.
This guy is a loyal follower of my shows during the day because he's in the baseball show chat. He's in the hockey show. chat.
Let's
He's in a
stop
great
there,
scramble
okay?
for the
I
Islanders.
have
to get it
life,
home.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
No, so I teach actually, and I'm off for the summer.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm in like free time right now. That's why I'm
right.
on the shows all the time. And plus, I told you, you chill me out, man.
Oh,
You
we
just
appreciate
chill
that.
me out.
Yeah, we don't get too like rambunctious. We don't like freaking yell and scream at each other. We're all a happy family here. We're mellow.
Yeah,
Um,
it's definitely not
That's what I
like
like about it.
oh,
Everybody
man.
kind of knows each other here. It's like a small town.
yeah, it is.
Totally.
It's like community. That's what I always say about our fans and our viewers, our listeners. It's a community environment.
It's amazing what YouTube and Twitter can do.
Yep.
Yeah,
It really is.
in a pandemic. you know,
Yes.
Yeah.
just brings everybody together.
It does. It brings everybody together. I'm getting my second vaccine in a few weeks, so it'll be at the point where I'll be.
Congratulations, man.
Yes,
Good luck
that's
with
what
it.
I'm
It's
looking
exciting.
forward to. So it's I don't know if it's exciting. It's got to be done. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I want to see Ticats football in person this fall when they start up in August and September, I need to make sure I've got proof of vaccination. So it's got to be done.
When I got it, I felt so much relief. I have asthma.
Oh,
Okay.
So I was like really
someone
concerned
I
that
know
if I
does
got
too.
it. I was really concerned if I got it that I would be fucked, So
Right.
No.
when I got my second shot, I did get kind of sick from it, but it wasn't anything intense. And then it's so crazy how it works. It just lives in your body, and I'm like protected all the time now.
Yeah.
It's like I was freaking out anywhere I was going before, but now I can literally just go there and I'm defended. So I got it in my body. It's just fucking crazy.
No, yeah. It's definitely a relief once you get your vaccines, and then you can move around and about again. So I definitely get that.
Yeah. I was gonna ask you, Nick, because I've been struggling to get jacked up for the Islanders or the Habs. And I remember last time I was on here, I was telling you guys I hadn't really thought about it, but it might end up being the Habs and the Islanders in the Cup. And now I'm feeling like, it really might be that way. Could you please help me get jacked up about the Islanders? Because
Come on, Nick. You're the Islander fan.
Yeah,
Help someone
you don't have
become
to,
an
like,
Islander
sell-
fan. You would
I
know.
Hype
don't
it
have
up
to
like
do, like-
Terry. Hype it up like Terry.
you don't have to
Terry's
be like
Yeah,
so
a car
I-
salesman
it's
or
$1 million
anything,
bucks.
but just like something
mean-
to look for that would get me excited.
Just the team overall is probably not the most interesting team, but the crowd at home games is one of the best in the NHL. Their unique chants, their overall energy is definitely something to watch for the Islanders. Plus, they're just an overall team. They don't have any big superstars. I mean, Barzell is big, but they don't have those Connor McDavids or Nathan McKinnons. They are a full team, and that could be exciting to watch as well because you don't know who you're going to get any contributions from night to night. You get 4 complete lines. Yeah.
So this is well into the future, but do you think Barzal's ever going to want to play for the Kraken? Because he played his junior hockey in Seattle.
I have no idea.
Cool.
That would.
It depends on.
End up.
Yeah, it depends on how he does with the Islanders here. I hope not. I mean, the jersey I'm wearing.
You want to keep him, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. He's our best player. He's the future we're building around here. Yeah. So yeah, definitely, he's a young player, and I don't think we're going to lose anything huge from Seattle in this expansion draft. So,
Yanni,
that's one thing because I think we're probably
waiting to break the news here. I'm just waiting to break the news here. Has everyone seen what's happening?
I just saw it. Yeah,
there you go. Tampa Bay on the board. Yeah, 1-0 Lightning. Yanni Gourde gets the goal. It was a weird play. It's just the puck. It was a bad rebound by Varlamov. Coleman just whacks it right back through the goal crease area, and it comes right out to the other side of the net. And Gourde's there before anyone else can react and slams it in.
Wow. Yeah, that is definitely a weird bounce.
Yeah. And now a 1-0 Lightning lead. Oh, and a little noticeable dip in the volume of the Islander faithful at Nassau Coliseum. 1-0. For the Lightning.
That was close to being a high stick on Coleman. That was pretty close to a high stick though.
And now the Islanders will try to respond, and they just nearly did. That barely missed above the crossbar. Goes out of play. So we got a TV timeout now. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Gourde on the board. So first goal scorer would have been Yanni Gourde. And I can only imagine what that number was. It would have been down in that 13 to 14 to 1 range. I think that's a good estimate. That's where it would have been on Yanni Gourde. Because Yanni Gourde, just to score a goal tonight, was like plus 400, plus 450. So it would have been an insane price, 13, 14 to 1 on that. But good. Islanders did what they wanted to get that first goal.
Yep. Yeah, you could have used a angle with Yanni Gourde there because wasn't he the one that was part of that scrum at the end of game 2 where he was the one that ended up on the ice, or am I thinking of someone else?
He was involved in it. Coleman was really involved in it as well. That line.
I'm trying to remember who.
You got the right.
Yeah, I was trying to remember who went back to the locker room before everything. Was it Yanni Gourde? Because I think you could have used that thinking, oh, he's going to be pissed off coming into this game, and he could have been a first goal candidate.
Yeah. I definitely that's an interesting. That's an interesting theory there, but in hindsight, it always says, "Wow, it would have been great to look at that." But Yanni Gourde was not on my radar tonight to score a goal. I don't think he scored a goal in the playoffs since very early in the first round against Florida. I think that's how long ago it was since he scored. So yeah, it has been a while for sure. So live lines here. I mean, I've already got enough going on in the first period. And I've also got both teams to score, by the way, in the first period, a small bet. I did forget to mention that. Plus 240. It was in that range again. Both teams to score in the first period. So we need an Islander goal for that. We need a goal of any kind because we have over 1.5. There is a potential that every bet that I've got going in this first period could end up in the loss column if this period ends 1-0 Tampa, which wouldn't be good.
I've been getting
it's about the worst score I can have in the first period. Yeah. It's the worst score possible. Yeah.
And Islanders to score next goal is minus $1.10 I'm seeing right now.
Yeah. Well, obviously, I pretty much got plus 2. Well, for the first period, I've got plus 240 on that. Then I'd have to bet it if I still liked it. If it was 1-0 after the first.
Is a goalie for the Islanders Varlamov?
Varlamov.
Varlamov. Okay.
Yeah.
Every time I hear it, I think of Bob's Law Blog. Bob from Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's this thing where
I remember
blah 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 blah. I can't even imagine trying to announce that if you're like an actual sportscaster and you're on there trying to do these names. Varlamov.
Oh, I give so much credit to the hockey broadcasters that Yeah, I
The
give so
Islanders
much
got
credit
Pellick and
to
Pulick
these
when they're out
guys.
there together. That's brutal.
Yeah, Pelican Pulock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good tongue twister combination. But yeah,
What?
he used to be Cheshire Cat. He used to be Semyon Varlamov when he first joined the NHL. Varlamov is how
God.
you'd say it, but he wanted it pronounced Varlamov. So now that's what everybody's got to call him now. Yeah,
That's so
if they want to get it right,
confusing.
that is. Yeah.
Wow. I'm always impressed that you always know the names, man. You and
Yeah.
Alex, you're both really good with the names.
It's
Like,
a struggle.
damn.
though.
Yeah, I mean,
Varlamov.
I know I take time every year to try to read the rosters and get everybody's names right. So.
Yeah, we do the best we can. I mean, I always want to make a point of getting it right. I just, I don't want to screw it up or butcher it. Like I was upset that I got the San Jose goalie. I was calling him Kojanar, but then it was Kojanash. I realized the last R was also an SH sound. So then
I had no idea that until you mentioned it. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I went from Koranash to Kozanash. Yeah.
The way I learned most of the players' names in the NHL was playing DraftKings. Because before I got into actual sports betting, I was on DraftKings and I played DFS NHL. I was actually halfway decent at it, and then eventually I just gave up on DraftKings and just went full sports betting. Because I was just bad at DraftKings in general, but halfway decent at hockey.
DFS too, but like the way
it's totally. I don't find it's worth my time anymore. DFS, a lottery ticket. You got to hit it like perfect, and you got to hope everybody else has just got the right lineup where you can capitalize on whatever good lineup you have.
I was going to say,
damn hard.
Plus, there was actually a lot of strategy that went into it. Because the way you would build a hockey lineup is the way I used to build my hockey lineups were like 4-3 stacks. Where, like, example for tonight's game, I would have Nelson, Bavillier, and Bailey in a lineup with like Pulick or like a defenseman to go with it, and then I would have one of my stacks most likely correlate with my goalie. So if I had an Islander stack that night, I would have Varlamov in my lineup, and then you would stack another team which you think is going to go off as well. Like they had a lot of like unique correlation because with a goal, you get 10 points for the goal, 5 for the assist, another 5 for the assist if you're able to get the full line stack. There was a lot of strategy into DFS, which I found interesting for a while.
Yeah. It's just you got to nail it with your own lineup, and that's just half the battle. Then you got to hope that there's somebody else that doesn't absolutely crush it a certain day or certain night or a certain card, and that's your pathway basically to the big money. And anything less than that, forget it. It's not going to happen for you. Hey, Jimmy Fallon getting some TV and FaceTime.
Yeah, I was going to say, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Isn't he a Rangers fan, though?
Yeah,
he's a New York guy.
Yeah, he's a New York guy, but that's a problem if he's really a Rangers fan.
Yeah, I know. I've seen clips of him at Madison Square Garden often. So.
Yeah, that's look.
He's a rich person in New York that wants to go out to a hockey game, so he goes to a playoff game.
And show that
he went because he can.
All right.
He's not got an Islanders jersey on, at least. So there you go. Yeah, he's just basically.
No, he had I don't even know what he had.
Yeah. All right, so it's 1-0 Tampa. 7 minutes to go, first period. Shots are 7-5. Like Islanders have really been held down the last few minutes. Tampa Bay has really settled it down. They're getting their defensive structure in place. The forecheck has been largely one and done here. What happened to my camera here? What the hell happened to it? I just realized that my video went
out. Was it unplugged?
Where'd you go?
Yeah, exactly. You can hear me. I know that. Yeah, floating in space here. We'll see if this does the trick, but we'll get it back. But for now, yes, 1-0 Lightning, and they're starting to cycle in the Islander zone right here. So this is a very, very bright start here for the Lightning on the road and what has become a tough place to play in the postseason.
Jan Ruda got crushed. I was laughing.
Nice hit by Pellick.
Yes, it was. Huge hit.
Ex-Hawk.
I mean, I hit my bet on the over last game, so that's all that really mattered to me for betting wise. I had the Isles, so basically it was a split even night. But I've hit on every total in the semifinals so far. I had unders in the first 2 games, overs in the next 2 games, but I pushed last night. But I'm like 3-0-1 on totals since semifinals. So
nice.
Yeah, it's looking like this could be one of those series. where if the Islanders score first, look at a live under. If the Lightning score first, look at a live over, because I think the pace just dramatically changed between the two. The Islanders were great with the lead. They didn't give the Lightning much, whereas if the Lightning score first, like they did the other night, the game opens up a lot more. And now tonight, maybe more of the same, because the Islanders just can't be in that shell that they're so comfortable being in defensively.
I cannot get a beat on either one of these teams. And same with the Habs. I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea what to even bet on either one of these teams, like the Islanders or the Habs.
No, I agree. From a full game perspective, I haven't had a real good read on these on either one of these series. Like I said, this has been great for live betting and kind of derivative wagering. But
yeah.
I don't know what to think about Game 3 going to Montreal, because Ian made some good points and Alex made some great points about going from the West Coast to the East Coast for the first time. Like, they haven't had to endure a long road trip, and we saw Montreal kind of put up a stinker in their first game going out on a long trip. So
yeah,
I don't know, because I saw Vegas in regulation at plus money, and I was like, but I was like, I'm gonna sit on this one.
Yeah,
I was like, not yet.
Yeah. I got to think about tomorrow's game quite a bit.
It's tough.
Yeah, but also you got to think Montreal did make West Coast trips, unlike Vegas making East Coast trips.
Yeah,
like when Montreal had to go out and play. They had to play Vancouver. They had to play Calgary. They had to go out there.
Correct.
Yeah,
it's been so long.
They had to play those West Coast games, unlike Vegas.
Yeah.
The last time Vegas went out east was February 6, 2020, where they finished up the end of an 8-game road trip, and they won 7-2 against Florida. So everything they had one more during the regular season. They went to Minnesota, so they're in the Central Time Zone. But ever since then, they've been at home or they've been in Mountain or Pacific Time Zones. So
so it's going to be an adjustment. And look, they're going to be tested like crazy for this COVID, because the testing is incredibly. It's like you got to do it once every 12 hours in Canada compared to the States. Like, they're really good. That's something that it's going to be an aggravation for them.
And they're going to be kind of pretty much locked in. It's going to be like the bubble situation, right? Like, they just go from the hotel to the rink. That's it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there's just not the freedom to roam yet in most of Canada like there is in the States at this point. We're getting there slowly, but not close.
I could see how that would be like a benefit for them, though, too. You know, it would keep them like really focused.
That's true.
They have to be hyper focused on just the game.
Correct. That's a great point, Luke.
I cannot stand the announcer that announces the Habs game. Sorry.
PA guy?
Yeah, the guy that sounds like he's lost like every 2 seconds.
Oh, the play-by-play guy for NBC, you mean?
No, maybe not him. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have said that. No, he's fine. He's fine. It just sounds like he's lost like every 2 seconds, and then he'll pause, and then it's like he's always just. It sounds kind of like that the whole time I'm watching, and sometimes I just have to turn off the sound because I'm like, man, I can't. It sounds like he's always 2 seconds behind.
Yeah, who's doing that series for NBC? I think it's John Forsland, I think.
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Forsland, play-by-play guy. You're talking about Joe Micheletti? I think Joe Micheletti is with him.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might be thinking
whoever's really old. He sounds really old. Maybe he's not old.
Yeah.
He doesn't watch this stuff, does he? You know, no. Okay.
No. We've all been vocal about announcers.
That is a lock right there. Yeah.
No, we've all been vocal of announcers we like and don't like. It's well noted that I cannot stand Randy Hahn of the San Jose Sharks. His voice, he sounds like a fucking game show host, and then he just gets like all hyped up over nothing. And then if they're losing like 5-2, then he's just kind of just going through the motions. It's awful, especially at like 10:30 at night. You know.
Yeah,
some that are really bad.
I'm not a fan of Minnesota's guy. I don't like Boston's guy.
Minnesota's the bad too.
Panther, right? He's way out of control. The radio guys for Tampa and Philly, they're like super high pitched. Drives me nuts.
One of the Phillies guys was kind of Tampa. One of the Phillies guys was funny.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it was, but he's pretty funny. It was during the Phillies and not the Phillies, Flyers, the Flyers and the Devils game, and he kept talking shit on the Devils the whole time. It was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my
Doc-
God, I can't believe
I
he's
hope,
saying all this stuff.
Doc finds a way to get out of retirement for a day and do a baseball game, because I remember he did
Yeah,
a few
Doc is
Pirates spring
amazing.
training.
We'll miss him. Yeah, Doc was terrific. Yeah, I knew Terry would defend the Minnesota now. What Mike Greenlay is their play-by-play
I mean,
guy.
they're just super homers. Like every call against them, it was a bad call. It drives me nuts. Like they just it's not one of the better broadcasts for sure.
No, I think their broadcast could be better. I agree with you there. It just feels like they don't have that big feel, that great sound to it that maybe some other broadcasters have. Tampa Bay, maybe a mini 2-on-1 here. No, wow, broken up nicely by Clutterbuck. There's that fourth line again: Zizekas, Clutterbuck, and Martin.
Clutterbuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, Nick.
Don Cherry called him Buttercup a few years ago. Yeah, what's that guy's name? Yeah, Buttercup. Yeah,
Clutterbuck.
Yeah, you had a few of those.
Clutterbuck.
Yeah.
See, I wanted to get a jersey for him just because of his last name, Clutterbuck. I think that's just one of the best names in hockey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're tracking well, Tampa Bay. Give them credit. This has been a good road period defensively. They haven't let Islanders really get that sustained pressure in the zone yet. Islanders will be making a point of it to mention that at the intermission, but that's what they're going to have to work on. They're just not keeping pucks alive in the offensive zone well enough. 3.5 left first period, still 1-0. Lightning gored the goal for them. Stamkos has had chances, but he's missing the net, which is not good for me because I took this guy's shots on goal. He's right where he needs to be to get some chances, and he's fanning on the shot or missing the net. It's a bad combo.
Well, you never know. In the second period, he can have a chance where he gets a shot and then he gets a rebound, which is another shot. So there's always those opportunities where you can get 2 shots on goal within 8 seconds.
Yes,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. See, again, shots just not getting through right now for the Islanders. They're stuck on 6 shots, and it's because everything's getting blocked before it gets to the net.
Really, it's both teams. Tampa Bay only has 8 shots.
Yep. Varlamov has been a little busier, but it's definitely one of those periods where, it's tough to get pucks through. There's a deflection.
You just say that like it just rolls off your tongue.
Yep.
I still can't even say it. Varlamov. God.
Yep.
Nailed it.
It's taken me a while to pronounce all these names too.
The Blackhawks. He used to kick the Hawks ass night in, night out.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, when he was in Colorado.
When he was with Colorado. Yep.
There's some announcers
Always
too.
a
Actually,
nightmare.
Colorado is one of those where when the other team scores, you wouldn't even know a goal went in. There's a shot scored. That's the call. That's honestly the call when the other team scores. Then it comes back in and a shot scored.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first started watching the Hawks, Foley would do that from time to time with the Hawks.
Every now and then, yeah.
You just not care. You just go on and tell another story, but that's over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
and he scores. All right, back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
That reminds me of the that reminds me of the one broadcast.
Wait, somebody scored?
Did
somebody score?
Wait, what?
No.
Can't
do that, man.
Sorry.
Come on.
Yeah, no, but that reminds me of that one broadcast of the Cincinnati Reds where the guy was having his apology and he was mid apology. He's like, and Castellanos went deep in the center field, and that is going to be a home run. and he continues with his apology. I'm like,
yeah.
I mean, he still had to do his job technically, So.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Better shift there by the Islanders, but again, hard to get the puck through. That's been the mantra of Tampa Bay. I mean, 7 shots on goal. How many attempts though by the Islanders? Probably 15 to 20. I would say half of their shot attempts haven't gotten through on net at this point.
12 total block shots by both teams right now so far.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I think I'm going to jump off and eat dinner. I may come back, but I'm just going to jump off right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, go
Yeah.
for it. Just
Thanks
come
for
in and
doing
out
the
as you please.
Betcast.
Okay, that's it's a come and go, as you please type of deal.
All right, cool.
All right, good stuff. We'll see you later.
Hey, I hope
care,
your
buddy.
neck feels better, Alex.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, it sucks. It totally
Yeah.
sucks. Neck pain's a
Shit
bitch.
happens. It's just so, yeah.
That's why I keep trying to work on my posture every day because it's not good, and I'm going to pay
Right,
attention
yeah.
to it too at some point.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just like hunched over my
Yeah,
computer.
exactly. That's what I got to do. I don't do this enough. Just sit back and relax. Rest those shoulders.
Yeah.
Don't be so tense. Yeah. There we go. See, I don't do that enough. That's the problem. I'm always
probably-
like this.
After the season, I'm probably got to change the setup in my apartment and have to get an actual chair and stuff instead of being on this couch all the time. So
Yeah.
Like a
Order
wheelchair?
yourself like a oh my god. Order yourself like a DF racing. Just get a little off right
All
now.
right. All right. I'll see you guys.
All right, I see
All
you.
right, see you later.
Okay, Cheshire.
There he is, Cheshire Cat, joining us for a little bit here. The first period just about to wind down here. 15 seconds left. 1-0 Lightning. It looks like we probably will go to the first intermission with that score, barring one last chance. And Tampa Bay will just run it out. And it is 1-0 Tampa after the first. So first period, Islanders goes down in flames. Can't even get the push out of that. So disappointing.
Yeah.
We have the first, the small bit on the over. We have both teams to score. First period, small. Not the greatest starts betting wise, but anyway.
No, yeah.
I wanted some stuff to bet during the game. Yep.
Right.
I might go
I mean,
Islanders.
my-
to win
my
the
days-
second period,
yeah.
Actually, believe it or not,
Ooh.
Islanders to win the second period is something I might look at.
Oh, Ian, my pregame bet was Tampa second period 3-way money line.
I was gonna say I saw someone on Twitter
Oh,
put
really?
Tampa
Yeah.
second period. I think it was Jarek, but I wasn't.
Tampa's 8-3-1 in the second period by a half goal this playoff. So it's the
That's
long
that's
change
really
that
good.
plays a fact.
Well, maybe not right at the beginning of the period. We'll wait a little
My
bit because
uncle
you're right. I don't want them to make it
disgusting.
2-0, and then I
Yeah,
bet it
up
before
there,
that. So,
Right.
but really good period on the road for Tampa Bay. Congratulations, Lamont. Yeah, under 1.5 first period.
Good call.
Good call on that. And it could be one of those series where it's a over series because we've had that kind of series so far in terms of totals here. Game 1 went under, game 2 went over, and game 3 right now still early though. 1 goal with the total only being 5. There's still a long way to go with it being 1-0 after the first period. Shots on goal again. The Islanders, the Lightning outshot the Islanders a little bit. The Islanders threw a lot of pucks at the net, but not a lot of them got through at this point in time. So 1-0 Tampa Bay. Yanni Gourde, the goal scorer. Barzal was really flying in that period, even though he didn't have that great.
No shots on goal though. So
no shots on goal, unfortunately, but you could tell he was buzzing in the offensive zone, but. Again, whenever he set up, pucks weren't getting through, and that's really what Islanders will have to change up. Do a fake shot, do what a Shea Theodore did the other night. Fake it. You really get everybody to bite on it, and then that's what's going to open up time, open up room, open up space to get those shots to the net.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the thing. Like I said, and someone was asking in the chat room about who I think is going to score next. I mean, it's hard to tell right now because of the fact that no one's getting clean shots off. So whoever can either find their way to create havoc in front of the crease or just get off clean shots, that's going to be the way I'd be leaning toward who scores next.
The gut reaction is Islanders come out pretty good in the second period, but I want to see it first before I bet something in that line of thinking. So that's why I'm waiting on maybe the Islanders to either win the second period or score the next goal. I don't know which one I would go with, but I'm leaning in both directions right now.
probably a Brock Nelson deflection goal.
Yeah. Brock Nelson's been most of his goals, I think, have been on home ice as well here in this series, if I'm not mistaken.
Or in game or series deciding games.
Elimination game. We'll have to remember that later in this series when it's either Islanders trying to eliminate the Lightning or the Islanders facing elimination. There's some uncanny ability for Brock Nelson to find his offense and find the back of the net in those games.
Yep. There's some players just like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Like
wake
Justin
they
Williams,
wake up
like
different
that.
those days. Something, yeah. Justin Williams, yeah, that's a good one there.
Mr. Game 7 his whole career. He always showed up in those games. All right, so let's look at some live numbers here as we get into the first intermission here. You're probably going to see
that. Let me minimize my game.
Yeah. But yeah, the Islanders' next goal is in that minus 110 range. So keep an eye on that. By the way, in the basketball, Milwaukee Bucks up big early on the Nets, but as we know, that doesn't usually always mean it be a good thing for the Bucks. Knowing what happened the last game, you know what happened to a big lead for them there. All right, so we've got minus 320 money line Tampa, plus 240 money line Islanders. Tampa Bay minus 1.5, plus 120. Islanders plus 1.5, minus 150. The total 4.5, shaded to the over in that minus 150 range. You got minus 120 Tampa Bay second goal. Islanders plus 100 next goal. So you've got that if you're interested in that. So second period, in terms of who wins the period right now, that's the one that's kind of appealing to me. I would just go for the puck minus a half puck that they actually win the period and they outscore Tampa in the second period. That's plus 190 for the New York Islanders to win the second period. If you like Jarek's Tampa Bay to win the second period, to actually win it, to outscore the Islanders in the second period, it's plus 175.
That's better than what I got it at. I got it at plus 148. So
wow,
yeah, that was pregame. So I might have to double down on it if I'm confident. Might as well.
You know what they've done, Jarek, is they've adjusted to the fact the Islanders are trailing now. So they're acting like the Islanders have to push the play more, and maybe the Islanders or the Lightning won't push the play quite as much. So that's why now I think you're getting a better price for them to win the period. They might just be comfortable. We're on the road, up by a goal, keep the lead at 1,
exactly.
or try to protect the lead. I think that has something to do with why the price is better now on that Tampa Bay bet.
No, you're absolutely right. And to be honest, I think you were right in the regard that if Tampa scores first, Islanders are definitely going to create this game and probably send it over. But if Islanders got that first goal, it's almost like if Montreal scores, they just quiet the game down, suffocate you, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah, there's no question. But Tampa Bay, if they are trailing going into the second period, you'll probably get a worse number. Then you'll probably get Tampa Bay maybe in that plus 140, 45, 50 where you got it, Jarek, if they're trailing, because then the books are saying, okay, they've got to be the aggressors in the second period. They've got to go for winning the second period. But now it's the Islanders that have to try to go for winning the second period because they're down in the game. So that's exactly why I think you see those 20 to 30, because you got to think to yourself, wait a minute, why are these 20 to 30 cent shifts in the price happening? Yeah. And it's, I think, the logic of the way the game flow is transpired to this point that is influencing it.
That's one thing I'm still trying to learn is how odds makers kind of go about their stuff. And it's only year one for me. I'm trying to learn it and be able to, get fooled by stuff. And
yeah,
same here. I started August.
Get the best value as possible.
Yeah. What the odds makers are saying basically is, we have a greater chance of Tampa Bay winning the period if they're tied or trailing. We have a lesser chance of them winning the second period now that they're ahead by 1 on the road. They might just look to, be defensive minded, protect the lead. That's why I think the price is better now. So that's just
also they're looking for action on both sides. So they're not going to just make it a normal line. They're trying to think the way the public is thinking and try to skew it so the public bets a certain way.
Yeah, these are all to be determined, guys. We're going to get involved. We're going to get some live betting going because, like I say, every Betcast we set aside a fixed amount of money to do some betting. Money that if I lose it all, it's not going to kill me, by the way. So people will say, if I go 0-5, oh my God, what are you going to do? No, it's money that I don't want to say I want to blow it. Of course not. I want to profit from it, but absolutely. It's money that it's not like, well, I lose this money, I got to sell the house, I gotta find other ways to pay the bills or something like that. No, we're not in that kind of spot, not even close. But it's money that you can afford to gamble and money you can afford to lose if things go badly. But I'm determined to make sure that's not the case. Things will not go badly with this little fixed amount of betting bankroll that I have for the Betcast tonight. Positive thinking.
Yes.
Very positive. Just like you, Nick. Are you positive now, even though it's 1-0 Lightning?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this team come back from down 2 goals before. Like this, the one goal, it's a one-shot game, so I'm not too worried. Plus, I have the over 5, so I think goals are going to be scored regardless. So I think we're going to see another goal from Tampa Bay. We're going to see a couple from New York. So I have no problem with that. Plus, my night started my day started off great betting wise. Anyway, I'm already 4-0 in baseball and 2-0 in the WNBA. So I'm making a little bit of money there. I had a couple team totals and an over. I had the over in the Cleveland game. I had team total over for Cleveland. I had team total over for Arizona 2.5. That cashed in the 9th inning.
Oh my God, I was watching that game.
Yeah, I had Marcus Stroman over 5.5 strikeouts, and then I had the under 165.5 in the Seattle Storm, and then the over 165.5 in the Washington Mystics.
Wow, very good. Yeah, I've had a good baseball night so far as well, actually. The day for baseball was good. I had the
what did you have, Ian?
Baltimore Cleveland over.
Yep.
What else? Was there another one I had during? No, I just had that one during the day, but so just the one. That's why it felt like such a big. There was only one. It was yesterday. I had the monster afternoon. It was Detroit. I had them against the Royals. I had Oakland Angels over the total yesterday in the afternoon. I had there's another one during. San Diego, Colorado. The total was 12. I still bet it over because it was like 100 degrees. And it was, wind blowing out at Coors Field. Don't be scared. It's a hockey show, but I'll say one baseball betting tip. Don't be scared of overs at Coors Field if it's hot as fuck and the wind's blowing out. You'll get 8-7, 9-8 crazy games like that.
The Sunday games on 4-game sets, too, when the bullpens are spent. Easy over.
Yeah, exactly. Can't be scared of those high totals.
This whole week, it only backfired on me once in the first 5, but I did first 5 and full game money lines these past 3 days on Giants and Indians. I call it the stinky road team system. The Orioles and Diamondbacks are the worst road teams in baseball. And it's just parlaying, you get a good plus money odd, bet, and then you cash big.
It's already 5-0 Rockies, by the way, in the bottom of the first. CJ Cron hit a grand slam, and Garrett Hampson, what?
Terry was big on the Brewers. He had
Rockies. Well, I wasn't because I know Woodruff struggled at Coors, and he's actually given up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts. Hot night, Coors Field with a guy that's given up 3 home runs in his last 2 starts, like Woodruff. That's what worried me. Yeah,
scores are looking like in baseball.
I'm glad I laid off that game because my only look for that game was Colorado's team total under, and that probably would have hit already. So I'm glad I laid off that one.
I got a parlay going. I had a Giants first 5, Indians money line. Then I had Braves money line, Rays money line, and Angels money line. So I'm hoping that could come through for me. It's not a big payout, but I just want just make some profit on the day. That's what I like to do, even if they're heavy favorites.
Yeah, I took a shot on St. Louis today, and that's not going too well right now.
Oh, well, Gantz. I watched his start against the Cubs because I was hanging out with my family, and that stat line was just one of the more interesting ones of the season, I would say. 1 hit given up, it was a 2-run homer, 5 walks. Yeah, it just wasn't something I wanted to back the next time out.
Oh well. Back to I saw plus 165. They were coming off of a 3-game sweep. I mean, I thought that was a decent spot for St. Louis at a nice plus price tag, and it's only 3-0. So I mean, Charlie Morton hasn't looked great this year, so that's kind of what I was kind of banking on. But it is what it is.
Starting to look more into baseball this year. I got to finish out this hockey season strong.
Yes, exactly. You got to look at it. There's still some hockey money left to be made. I know people are saying, it is tougher. Like, we're not going to kid ourselves. Hockey, when you get down to these last, conference semifinals and then the Stanley Cup final, I mean, it's slim pickings. The value is slim pickings for, it's just not got those same kind of, when you got those 9 or 10 game regular season slates in November and January and February.
I miss those.
So many more good spots and situations and prices.
The regular season's a blast.
Like the regular season's always, especially in hockey, a lot more advantageous. Actually, the first round in the playoffs can be pretty good too. But then once you get down to the bottom, the final 4 teams, it's just, you got to pick your spots, And it seems like I'm betting a lot tonight, but these are all small bets. For me, like quarter unit.
That's how I bet too. Yeah, I don't want to spend my whole wallet. I
Yeah.
got school payments and stuff.
Like I might be on pace for 0-5 or 1-5 tonight, but it's not a situation where, that's 5, 6, 7, 8 units down the drain. No, that's like one full unit might be lost tonight. That's about it. All told, if it were to be like a 1-5 type of night for me.
Yeah, my playoff record's 23-43. I'm down 15.1 units, but it is
Yeah,
what
I'm
it
down
is,
like
right?
I'm down like 8 units during the playoffs, but I finished like up 12 during the regular season. So far in baseball, heading into today, I'm up 29.9, so I can't complain on baseball.
Nice.
So that's been really treating me well so far this season.
My
Let's hope that
baseball
continues.
season's right at an even 0. Not even,
Yeah.
not negative, not positive, 0 units. I've
Yeah.
split even.
I mean, but I look at every single game every single day. Me and my brother, we stream at 11 a.m. Eastern every single
I try
day.
to tune in. I'm never awake.
Yeah, I saw you in the chat today.
Sleepy.
So yeah.
Yeah, I made it today. I was trying to get try to watch Ian's baseball show too, but normally I'm still sleepy and getting ready for work when that's all going on.
Yeah.
Alex, by the way, is just lying down for a bit. He's just gone through a shit ton with the neck, and his shoulder's been bothering him a little bit. He's hoping to be back for the third period. So hoping to have Alex back for later on in the show. He's fighting through it, less than 100% tonight. So I feel for Alex because he had so many fucking ailments and stuff going on, sicknesses, illnesses, ailments. Of course, he's had some. His mother was not feeling well for a period of time, which is why he had to go home for a bit. So, it's been a lot going on for Alex the last few months. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
You feel for him. We're here for him. Ice Guys family loves him.
Yep, we are. That's why it's that's why when we put this partnership together with the Ice Guys, I'm like, we get it. Jimmy, has media stuff to do. Alex, can't be here every day, but at least one of us, can try to make sure the show keeps on going, make sure we get something out there every day. So that's why I pick up the slack for the boys. Sometimes when the teammates are falling or can't make it or they're absent or they're injured, you got to have the other players pick up the slack and do a little bit more. So that's what I try to do when Alex and Jimmy can't make it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and for next season, if you both of them drop out, you need someone to sub in. I'm always available. Like
Derek, there's tons of people. We've got. Lots of people. We've got. We're going to have actually even a few more that are ex-hockey players that are interested in being fixtures on the show in a special guest role at the very least, and maybe even a part-time co-host role. So there's all kinds of stuff in the piper. The Ice Guys is getting stronger, a greater following by the day, by the month, by the week. It's been fun to watch the show evolve, and the fact that we almost had this show. Not cancel. Well, it was. I mean, it was taken off by SBR, and we had to, find a way to get it back, or not get it back, but reignite it in a different platform and a different method. And we did that, and we weren't sure how it was going to go, and it was on Patreon for a lot. And unfortunately, not everybody wants to subscribe on Patreon. It's just the way it is. It's it's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
So the fact that the Hockey Podcast Network came along at the right time. And was able to come with a deal with us to do these podcasts for us, produce these podcasts with every show, and now, of course, make it free for all of us and give us some kind of monetary fee, payments for all the shows that are done based on podcast downloads, video views on YouTube, and now here we are, free for everybody again, and have to thank THPN for that.
Oh yeah. That's my goal one day, to have my show, my channel be able to be how I'm able to live my life, is just make money through that and be able to do this full time, because that's just my dream, to be able to handicap full time like you do. So
no doubt,
that's what I'm working towards, and that's why I go every single day on my channel as well. So I think Tim and I we're at 780 subscribers on our channel. We're trying to work towards around 1,000 by football season. So that's where we're pushing at right now, is doing that every day.
Good stuff. No, that's good. You just keep on climbing. You keep on building and see where it takes you. Absolutely. And you go from there, no doubt. And, you're on your way. And it takes a while to get to 1,000. I know, because I had my own channel, and it took me forever, to get to 1,000. It honestly took me almost over a year. And that was a few years ago to get to 1,000 subscribers. So
yes, same here. I had a gaming channel a while ago that took like 2.5 years to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I don't do anything on it anymore. My brother did the same thing. It took him like 2 years to hit like 3,000 subscribers, and we don't post on those anymore because everything to us is ESB. That's where our life is right now. So
yeah, that's exactly right. All right, looks like we are just about ready for period number 2 here with the Lightning and the Islanders.
I have to get the game back up on my monitor now. I was looking at live odds and everything.
Yeah, we dropped a little bit.
See, I'm following on my plays. Oh, yeah.
All right, so yes, we
Boom,
are.
Cash the team total over for Houston. 4-0 to start baseball today. Let's go.
Oh, no, Alex, not the Sox.
You had the team total Rockies, huh? That's it. Well, I shouldn't say bold call because Woodruff picked
Astros,
yeah. Oh, Astros. Yes, that's a good call. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, they're up 6-0 now. That one cashed.
Very good. Yeah, that's a good team to bet team totals right now. The Astros. All right, second period here underway. Islanders had a good chance right off the opening faceoff, Matt Martin, but it was juggled a little bit by Vasilevsky, but he did hang on to it. As the Islanders know, they got to put a few more pucks at the net. Wow, that shot just missed by Gord. Had a really good chance just a minute ago for the Lightning, keeping the puck in. See, that's what it's all about, those pucks that are just rattling around in the slot area. When that's the one thing with blocking shots, guys, is that when the shot gets blocked and it's not immediately cleared from in front of the net, an opposing player can get to it. And that's the thing with blocking the shot. Sometimes it knocks the puck right down in front of the net, and if you let an opposing forward get to it, it's like a rebound, bad rebound by the goalie, 100% right. And the chance can be just as dangerous.
Yeah. So it's one thing to block the shot, it's another thing to block it and then clear it.
Get it out of danger.
Or if you're able to block the shot and turn around and have a 3-on-2, a 2-on-1, that's another huge thing.
Yep.
But the main point behind that is just limit the amount of work your goaltender has to get done. That's the main benefit to being able to block shots.
Nick Jalmerson would have games where he'd have more saves than Crawford.
Yeah.
I remember in 2014 they played Minnesota in the first round, and he took a puck to the throat. He wasn't allowed to talk like the rest of the series. He had to wear like this guard around his neck. It was crazy. The guy was a warrior. Went out there, got hurt in game 1, back out in game 2.
Yeah, Nick Jalmerson is.
Have any commands? Yeah.
He
never got hurt.
Yeah.
Until Arizona, unfortunately. But he was, for the guy he was, it was amazing how healthy he was able to stay.
Yeah. No, he's a warrior. He played through so much pain, and it's like you need to take basically a machete to his knee, if you're going to get him out of the lineup. That's how much pain it seemed like he had to fight through and battle through, but he somehow did. And you got to give him credit. Toughness is one thing that Nick Jalmerson had plenty of. There's no question.
Oh, yeah. He was one of him and Sod were probably Sod and Crawford are my favorite Hawks. Like, it's easy to say like Taves, Kane, Keith, but I really love the playoff workhorses. Those are the guys you really got to appreciate too.
You got to appreciate a guy like Shea Weber last night, right? When Vegas is pressing by that game, who comes up with say what you will about the regular season. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. He was not good in the regular season, Shea Weber. He wasn't. He was a turnover machine.
Neither were the Canadians
with the pucks.
What's that? Yeah, but the Canadians. What?
Yeah, go ahead.
What did you say? Oh, the Canadians kind of reminded me of the Islanders. It's just one of those teams where get into the playoffs and let your magic work from there. The Islanders and the Canadians were built for the playoffs. No. They weren't built to be number 1 seeds in their divisions or in the playoffs. They were built to make the playoffs and steal series and shock the world from there. And that's exactly what we've seen in these playoffs.
You look at the Final Four the last several years, it's been these big, stocky teams. It's not the little flashy teams that score a ton of goals and have a high goal differential. It's the teams with, like a roll 4 lines. They're not the flashiest guys. And you got just big defensemen that are going to swallow you. All 4 of these remaining teams wins. Great, huge defensemen.
Yeah, and that says a lot when the remaining 4 teams the last 3 years have been the Islanders, the Knights, the Lightning, and whatever team Corey Perry is on.
Right.
That-
Yeah, I had the Stars.
that's a good
anytime.
I
point.
saw that. I thought that was
Good
funny.
run. Was that a tweet? Terry.
There he is. Terry
How's it going?
Anderson in the house.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Come on,
Yeah,
buddy.
sorry we roasted your Wild announcers, but there's better in the league than those guys. Come on, Derry. You
Yeah,
gotta
I
be.
know. I'm not saying that they're all
Yeah.
like the best or anything,
Yeah.
but not the worst.
Yeah,
West Walsh. I don't like
they're
West
the
Walsh.
worst,
but
It's the longest
they're
they
bottom half
score
for me.
I've ever heard.
Honestly, let's be honest. They're bottom half for me, but they're not the worst. I agree there. We
Okay,
agree there.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
All right, that's it. That's what we're looking for. A little give and take.
I will say,
good save,
before
Aroma.
Steve Mears took over for Pittsburgh, whoever their guy was before, up until like 2017, just god awful. I don't know his name, but he was
You mean
just terrible. Didn't
Steigy?
have any
Steigerwald?
catchment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was his name. Yep.
Yeah.
Terrible. I could not watch a Penguins home feed. Never.
Yeah, there's some good, there's some bad when it comes to television voices. That Alex Faust is going to, once he gets, realizes how to pronounce all the names correctly, he's going to be good.
I
but
felt
he's not
bad for him because that's like me when I first I still mess
Yeah.
up all the time, but like when I'm
Yeah, you
trying
got
to get
Bobrovsky
into the flow of the
confused, yeah.
game, you get the hiccups almost.
Has Seattle hired their announcer yet?
Forsland.
Yeah, Johnny
Johnny
Forsland.
Forsland.
Yep.
Wait, Forsland is doing Seattle Kraken games?
Starting next year, he's their local voice. He was with Carolina.
Wow. I was
Really
going to say, he was one of my
long
favorites in Carolina.
Long
Yeah,
time
him
in
and
the
Brendan
field.
Burke are my top two.
Brendan Burke's good, actually. To be
I like
honest with
Berkey.
you.
I love Brendan Burke. I know he does Islander games and that, but he's
So,
one of my favorites.
Doc
Yeah,
did
he's a good
Devils
young guy.
games for how
Yeah.
long?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like how even though I grew up watching these games and listening to these guys, but my favorite broadcasters of all time is Gary, Keith, and Ron that do Mets games. They are. And I've heard a lot of people, non-Mets fans, say that they are the most professional broadcasters in the MLB as well.
Yeah. They are good. They're entertaining too.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
Keith and Ron get that little interplay going during the game, and they have little, talk
Gary
stories.
Cohen's the best.
They keep it light
Co-
sometimes. Have
Cubbies
some
better
fun.
hang
Oh,
on
yeah.
against the Mets. Avoid that sweep.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. Yeah. I don't know what I was going with there.
Tampa's still just rolling in the block shot department.
That's the issue for the Islanders right now. There's not much getting through. They're stuck. They're 9 shots, and I'm sure they've had probably over 20 attempts now. They've had more than half their shot attempts blocked tonight so far.
Yeah. This is just a good overall game from Tampa Bay right now. This is kind of what we saw in the last game against Florida.
Yeah.
The way they played against them.
Yeah, in a closeout situation, although this is not a closeout, but still, it's a key road
This is a
game.
huge game for them, yeah.
Yeah, it's because they know they get home ice advantage back again if they win tonight. And that's exactly the mindset Vegas has to have tomorrow night. We got to try to get home ice back. Real good tight checking, though, I mean, by the Lightning here.
Should we potentially look at the under?
It's tighter than a duck's ass right now at this point in time. So I wouldn't argue with that right now. I'm waiting to pounce on this second goal bet. And I'm just waiting to see is one team really going to start, having like multiple shifts where they have, opportunities in the offensive zone. And if I start to see that, I'll take that team to score the next goal, that they're really starting to seize momentum and control and dictate being in the opponent's zone.
No teams yet to have a man advantage yet either. Penalty-free hockey.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The New York Saints haven't had a penalty yet.
No. Well, Barry's always said we're one of the least penalized teams in the league. That oftentimes says a lot about why we aren't penalized.
Yeah, and also they don't get many penalties either.
No. There he is. Someone shouting out Terry in the chat. Michael Robertson, yeah.
it wasn't a Betcast without Terry.
No.
Exactly.
Terry's been here
We
in some
needed
form, I
Terry
think, for
here.
each one so far that we've done. So from the very
Well, they're
beginning.
profitable.
Yeah.
Every time
Tonight
I come
we
on
got
the
some work
Betcast.
to do to make, at least on this end, I got
Yeah.
some work to do to make it profitable for me tonight, but we still got a ways to go. Yeah, I could tell after this first
Yeah, I'm
period.
hoping for 4 more goals here.
Yeah.
Hey,
My
things
initial
can
thought
change.
was 2-1
Could open
Tampa win, but I didn't think we'd see the first goal until the second period.
Wow, what a chance there for Tampa. And I don't think he just got control of the puck. It just rolled off the stick when that was a good chance for the Lightning just a moment ago.
Oh, yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Now, Tampa Bay's starting to get some rush chances now, and that's not like the Islanders to be giving up a lot of that. So it's probably a product of the Islanders trying to be a little bit more aggressive at the Tampa blue line. They know they got to keep pucks alive here. We're not getting our forecheck going really much, and Tampa Bay, look, there's not a whole lot of second and third wave forecheck pressure coming from the Islanders right now. It's being shut off and shut down. So Tampa Bay is there's a very, very clinical, surgical defensive effort. An icing now on the Islanders. So, and they've taken the crowd. They've slowed this game down to a crawl. You know, they've taken the crowd's pretty quiet for this building. This crowd is positively quiet right now.
Yep.
But an Islanders
Well, they
goal
haven't
would
really
change
had
that.
much to cheer about.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
All it
would.
takes is an Isles goal.
Yeah, that barn will eat her up.
And
That's
that
a big
place is
or a big
rocking
hit.
again. Yeah.
It will, and the players will just feed off that, and they'll get energy, and you can watch. They'd come in waves probably if they get that next goal, but that's what they do. They got to get it first. Never mind goals. They got to get a thrust of. They got to get a forecheck wave attack going.
A shot on goal.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Only a couple so far this period.
Yep.
Just start chucking everything and anything at the net.
Be honest with you, we're not.
And just make Vasilevsky work.
Yeah, exactly. You throw pucks at the net. I'd like that because I have over 20. We're not giving up on the shots on goal prop yet. I mean, they're going to have a lot in the third period if they're down, or a lot more potentially.
Yeah, I tailed on those, so I'm also kind of rooting for those as well. Need those for middle bankroll.
But I don't like someone just had a nice little mini break chance and then misses the net. That can't happen. You got to force the goalie to make a save. To at least maybe you get a rebound, and that second man that goes to the net has a chance there.
Komarov.
See, I wonder where this team would be if they had Anders on the ice.
Yeah, and
I
right.
know.
I mean, at some point you got to
He
miss
was
this
skating
guy.
today.
Yeah,
If they make the cup, he's going to play. I'm calling it now. He was skating today.
yeah.
He looks good on the ice. If they make the finals, he is playing.
Yes.
And he's going right back up with Eberle and Barzell.
Yeah. Well, they do. It's a
And
big
Komarov's
body.
going
The guy
back
that can
down.
put up-
I think it'll be awesome if the Islanders get to the final. Last year, the Collie.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
hoping the last game of the
For-
season is. Yeah, I'm hoping the last game of the season will be a Stanley Cup game at the Collie where the Islanders hoist it in their last game at Coliseum. At the Coliseum.
Yeah. And Fort never lose on the perfect note.
Oh yeah.
Well, they haven't won in a
I
while,
mean-
so it's nice to see different teams
Yeah, I mean the
win.
Yankees did it with Yankee Stadium where they won it in 08, right? Won in 08? Yeah. Or was it 09 they won? No, 08 they lost to Philadelphia. It was 09.
09 they won, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the last time. 08 was like my worst favorite World Series of all time because it was the two teams I hated the most.
Islanders are peppering here.
They're buzzing now.
Alert.
It's a good shift by
Next
the
goal
Islanders.
alert.
What a
Yeah.
play by Hedman. Wow.
Deflecting that.
That is a gorgeous one-timer opportunity that may be in the back of the net, if not for that long stick of Victor Hedman. If he's not showing you why he's one of the best in the business at his position, If that doesn't prove why, I don't know what does. What a play. That saved at the very least an incredible chance, if not a goal just now.
And they were able to get all those guys off the ice.
I'm tempted now with that. I'm a little bit more optimistic and confident that the next goal could be the Islanders after what I just saw. I'm going to sprinkle.
Me too, and I'm not feeling good about that.
Yeah,
That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see a shift like that where they're cycling the puck in the zone. They got Tampa running around a little bit. And look, that's Hedman. That's the top pairing right there. Him and McDonough, they were running around a little bit on that shift. And the crowd got into it. That's all you need to do. Have one really strong shift in the offensive zone. You're cycling the puck around. You're making things happen. You're hemming them in. And all of a sudden, the crowd's coming alive again. So it's a momentum bet here. Small little bets. Very small for me here. 0.2 unit, not even a quarter unit. 0.2 units for me. Less than that. Less than a quarter unit. 0.2 units for me here. We're going with the Islanders' next goal. Plus 110.
I'm going to tell that.
I like that shift. They obviously have to be the aggressor right now. So you would think that if there's one team that's going to have the higher quality or potential, or certainly more shot attempts, it's going to be the Islanders. You just got to hope they convert on one.
I'm going to hedge my second period Tampa bet with that.
I can't even say
I'm going to sit back and watch.
Yeah, Tampa's smart. Yeah, I'm already invested enough with my heart. I don't need to be adding on a second goal bet for the Islanders. Yeah.
Yeah, usually I don't live bet like that. I don't look to live bet like that. I just make my plays because I track all my plays, and I don't feel like having to throw in live bets and stuff like that because I track it on an app, and I post my card like every day on Twitter. So I feel weird after I post my card just adding stuff onto it. Like that's usually in my cutoff time. Like if I don't have the bet in by the time I post it on Twitter, I'm not adding anything else unless something crazy happens where I need to make a play. Yes. So that's kind of like my cutoff. Like I'm done. I'm not making any other plays than that. Today I made 3 because the lines came out a little bit later for games I was looking to bet on. So like I added 3 WNBA games onto my card before or after I posted it. So, but other than that, like I usually don't add stuff afterwards.
Wow, that's a great chance the Islanders had just a second ago, and a point shot misses the net. That you got to somehow hit the net there, because then everybody's driving to the net for a rebound, and they're all caught because you missed the net, and it comes all the way back down the ice. Islanders are definitely starting to warm up a little bit in terms of pressure and forecheck, and the forecheck's starting to get moving a little bit for them now. That's a positive.
Vasilevsky didn't look too sure
Hopefully
of himself
this is a
that Pajot shot.
Yes.
Yeah. Hopefully this is a sign that they are going to be getting better with time in this game.
Yeah, but Vasilevsky on that last shot by Pajot, definitely he was shaky on that. Almost went through him and right in the net. It just hit him and squeaked out the wrong side of the post.
I just saw that, yeah. Yeah, I just saw that. That definitely looked like a shaky save.
Yeah, crowd's into it.
Second guessing themselves.
Is it decent to sprinkle on the Mets plus 660? They have 2. Well, the problem is, Cheshire Cat, the Cubs have a good bullpen. No. So I don't know if I'd love that. No. Can't say I love it.
Stay away from the Mets right now.
Fun fact, probably the second time in my entire life tomorrow, the Cubs are playing a Friday night game at Wrigley.
Yeah,
Never happens.
Yeah, it's usually an afternoon game when they play on a Friday.
I think it's some 24-hour rule because I don't know. Something stupid.
Go Blue Jays. Blue Jays.
Yeah, I stayed away from that game today. I was looking at the over, if anything, but I stayed away. Like, I didn't have any read on TJ Zucker. I was looking at team total overs maybe, but
I'm like
that
game's
got a bright future.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I don't even want to talk baseball. We'll save this for a different time.
No,
if you ever want to talk baseball, you can come on my show, Derek.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
you're always invited.
In the future too. Yeah, just let me know. I'm normally working start at like 1:30 or 3 o'clock, so Central Time. So if you're available in the morning, I'm normally good.
11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every single day.
Yeah.
I'll get my ass up. Flip back to the Cub game during the commercial.
You mean the Mets game?
No. We watch on Marquee Network.
Oh. See, if I would turn on a Mets game and it's accidentally not on SNY, my brother will flip shit on me because he's like, "Why are you listening to that?"
Melissa says hi to everybody.
Yeah, hi to her. Hope
We
she's
miss
doing
you.
well. Yeah,
She told me to say hello to everybody.
yeah. We say hello right back.
And wonder when she's joining.
She's
She's
on
going
a
away
work.
on vacation next week. She mentioned to me she's going down away for a little bit. Her first her first traveling, her first vacation away at post COVID. So I'm sure she'll enjoy that. I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy that first time they go away on vacation after this pandemic.
Right? I'm going to
I'm sure.
Virginia weekend of week 1 of the NFL season.
Very good. You'll enjoy that.
I know. I'm hoping maybe they'll offer some boosts on the Washington football team over there in Virginia.
Yeah.
We had some
Why are
on the
they
Preds
choosing
and
a
the
name?
Grizzlies, though.
What do you mean? That's the greatest name in sports, the Washington football team. That's the best name
I
in
would
sports.
never trust Dan Snyder or whatever his name is to do anything.
You know, he could have just given a big middle finger to the NFL and switched the logo from the Redskins to a potato and have it be the Redskin potatoes, like that type of thing. He could have just kept it as Redskins and had the logo be a potato.
Yeah.
If he really wanted to just go middle finger to the
Just
NFL.
a complete FU, yeah.
Ian, what do you think about the Edmonton Eskimos changing their name to the Elks?
It's good. I think it's the right name because it sounds a little like Eskimos and it's got a nice good ring to it. It makes sense. It's not going to offend anybody. I got no issues with it. Yeah.
Oh.
Edmonton Elks. I'm fine with it. It's good.
Yeah, it sounds
They can
good.
keep the EE. That's what I like. They keep the EE logo. I mean, that doesn't have to go away now. And that's an iconic logo in CFL. I mean, that Elks logo. So I like the decision. 1-0 still Tampa. 7 minutes to go. The Islanders have had a few good shifts the last 4 or 5 minutes or so, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be fruitful for them in terms of finding the back of the net. That's still something that has to happen there. Oh, there was a tip right there by Barzal. Didn't get through. This is a recording. Puck did not get through. That's been the issue a lot of the night here so far for the Islanders. But you do like that they're getting a lot more ozone time now. You like that part of it. There's no question.
Yeah.
The second goal, Islanders. Come on.
Now, I do know there are some people that are several seconds behind me. So if something were to happen, I would be quiet until everybody gets a chance to see it.
Scared you just foreshadowed.
I have 6:10 right now. I'm at 6:09.
I'm at 6:20.
It's
I'm at
wave tap right now
6:45.
for the Islanders. Yeah.
We're all each like 10-second interval behind each other.
I'm like 30 behind you guys. I'm at 6:30 right now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm at
I just hit the
5:27.
Trying to make sure that
mark.
I don't give it away here if something were to happen.
Yeah, like you would have thought you'd get a whistle.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Wow.
Islanders are pushing.
Unbelievable action right here. Yeah.
Good save.
Can they
there,
please get
Vasilevsky.
one behind the Russian wall, please?
Who's this? Sergachev and Palmieri?
Well, we got a big, definitely fracas there that unfolded just after that last whistle there. Yeah. Well, that's crashing the net when you're trying to, you're trying to score a goal and you're coming so close, you're going to crash the net more and it's going to piss off the other team more. So that's how you get those scrums. But wow, terrific sequence by Vasilevsky the last minute or two. There was a goal post in there for the New York Islanders. They have definitely got the Tampa Bay Lightning on their heels for the first time in this game, the last 3-4 minutes, I would say at least. So this is going to be a bad beat if Tampa Bay comes down and scores the next goal for me.
No, it's not. Oh,
the
yeah,
Islanders,
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You're right. Not for
Barzell
everybody.
has 1 shot on goal now. I need 2 more
Yep.
for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And by the way, it looks like a penalty, and the only penalty out of that scrum is going to Tampa Bay, it looks like. So we might have our first power play of the game here. For the New York Islanders here. Yep.
Wow.
They're very interesting that they would give the Lightning the only penalty on that.
Because I saw Palmieri part of that.
Yep.
Which he's been a really good acquisition for playoff time. He's kind of reminding me of Paggio from last year.
Yep.
And it's looking at that third line where it's Paggio, Palmieri, and Zajac. I call it the transition or the transaction line. The trade deadline acquisition line.
Yeah, all acquired.
Yeah, the acquired line. That's what the acquisition line.
Not original Islanders, but
not transition. Yeah,
yeah, transaction line. I like that.
They're Islanders now. That's what matters.
Yeah, and they were all good moves. Zajac, to me, like his best days are behind him, but he's still pretty good defensively. He can win faceoffs. He's not going to score much these days. Like his offensive game is pretty much fucking gone.
Yeah.
But he can still win faceoffs. He's good defensively. So yeah, there is the pushing and the shoving going on, and yet
Yeah, I had a New Jersey Devils shirt with Zajac on the back, and when I saw he got traded, I'm like, sweet.
Yeah. Well, here's the opening.
I find different shirts.
Yeah, power play opportunity.
Yeah, I do the same thing. Finally.
Good puck cycling by the Islanders, though. Not getting much out of it, though, right now. Another shot block for Tampa Bay. This is a shot blocking expedition tonight by them. Wow, just incredible.
Sorelli out there. But there was a rumor he might not have even played tonight, right?
Yeah, it's like there's 5 goalies on the ice essentially for Tampa Bay tonight. That's what it is. It's not Vasilevsky's not the only goalie. It's 5.
Lauren with the little shove to Varlamov.
Yep. Yeah, if you're the Islanders, what are you going to do? You can't. You're doing a lot of good things in the last, 5 to 10 minutes of this period. You just got to plug away, keep going, keep doing it. And hope you get puck luck. I hope you get a little break and puck finds its way in. That's playoff hockey. Sometimes you just got to get a little puck bounce or two as well, which doesn't always happen. Hedman again, man. What the hell, this guy? Unbelievable. Stick position, body position, block shots. Yeah. Outstanding.
The reason why he's one of the best defensemen in hockey.
Yeah, it's you're seeing another clear example tonight of the weight of that with this play tonight. Like it's not so much anything that he's done offensively, but it's just all those defensive plays he's made tonight. Good body position, right in the middle of the ice to break up a cross ice pass, using that stick to his reach to his advantage. Just all kinds of things that are just so impressive about the way he has played here tonight for this New York Islanders team here. So we'll just pucks going around here. we will.
They score.
We're waiting for Nick to see.
We do have
Oh,
something
my
that happened in the Lightning and the Islanders game.
Yeah,
We're going to let our Islander fan friends see what happened first.
Is that why my NBC sports page just crashed on me?
Oh, can you not even see anything?
No, it just crashed on me. It looked like I just froze on the stream.
Oh, you mean
My
the stream?
computer-
You're not watching anything anymore?
Yeah,
That's
right.
the worst time for it to turn off.
Oh no!
Well, now we can reveal the secret. The Islanders have tied the game.
Awesome.
1-1.
I assume that when Jarek said they scored.
Yep. And there we go. We're on the board, guys. We are on the board. For me at least. Islanders cash that next goal prop plus 110.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And
I felt I deserved it. I did. I mean, they've been
Can't
carrying the
believe
play
that
for a good solid, look, 7-8 minutes now of game time. This has been the Islanders taking the game to Tampa. So well-earned tying goal for the New York Islanders.
Who was it scored by?
Guess.
Barzell?
No. 180.
A penalty to the Islanders coming up here. Barry Trotz can't believe it here.
You got anything else, Nick?
Brock?
Clutterbuck.
Clutterbuck. Hell yeah.
Yep, Cal Clutterbuck with the goal. Yep.
I said Barzell just because I have the prop on him. I was hoping it was him. But hey, hopefully we can get 2 goals in the third period. Maybe have it 2-2, head to overtime. I can at least get a push for my over.
Cash my draw.
The Lightning need
That'd be
something good to happen, and they've got their first power play of the game here coming up.
What was the penalty here?
It was interference on Pellick. It was a very, very dubious call, I will say. Yeah.
Tampa's just trying to find a lane here. There you go.
Yeah, I think Melissa's. Yeah, I think she's because she mentioned wanting to be on the Betting with Bobano show, the show that I just started on my YouTube channel with just bringing in a different sports bettor every episode. And she mentioned she wanted to be a guest on that down the road. And she said that she had vacation next week. She would be away, would do it after that. But she also said that she had some work stuff tonight. That's why she not be on the Betcast. So there you go. That's yeah, she's got work to do. She's an office lady. I forget what that feeling is like, the office job feel.
Yeah. Yeah, but between me doing ESPN, the thing, my job to make money right now is DoorDash. So I told myself that I'm never going to work for anyone ever again. I'm going to either do that or I'm going to be doing my thing full time and not have a boss. I'm going to be my own boss.
Yeah.
So I won't know what it's going to be like probably to have a boss again. So I'm totally cool with that.
Yeah, the one boss I'll tolerate is basically me. Yeah,
yep.
Exactly. That's probably the way you feel. The one boss I will tolerate and put up with is me. Yeah,
me. Because it's fun when people are like, "Oh, can you do this?" I'm like, "Gotta talk to my boss." Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, boss. What do you need? And I seem to be always fine with what he says when the boss is me. Yeah. 32 seconds in the power play, less than a minute left in the period. So this is a big swing at the end of the period. Can the Lightning make the Islanders pay on this power play, or can the Islanders get a big kill right before the end of the second? Big last, minute or so here. Tampa Bay keeper.
This deadly power play.
Yeah, Islanders keeping everything to the outside right now. Everything's on the periphery at the moment for the Islanders. That's good PK work. They got that box working in the middle of the ice. Well done by the Islanders.
Oh.
I don't know I think someone's volume might have just revealed what happened a minute ago, but
Yeah.
That was an unbelievable sequence by the Islanders penalty kill. They were just so strong, so sturdy, keeping everything to the outside for essentially a minute and 50 seconds in that power play.
Braden Point is
scramble in front.
ridiculous.
Braden Point just scoops it to that's unbelievable play by Point. He's on his stomach. He scoops the puck toward the net with his stick, and it finds its way in to make it 2-1 now for the Tampa Bay Lightning, and just a really, really big goal for them right before the end of the period, and a tough one for the Islanders to give up.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that means when the Islanders tie it in the third, the over will at least push.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Well, I do
they
have a
that
little
now,
over 5.
right?
That's the good news. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, my brother during a show today said, "What would you look at?" Because he saw the two lines, because my book offered 5 and 5.5.
Yeah.
5.5 was plus 130 to the over. He's like, "Would you look at that?" I'm like, "No, I like the insurance of a push with the 5, even if I have to lay juice on it."
Braden Point, just amazing. I did have him to score a goal tonight, so that did make. Remember,
on that one. That was what, plus 175.
Yeah, plus 175 on Point to score.
Nice,
so
yeah.
it's a weird
Yeah,
feeling.
I was
That
looking
the
at that one
Islanders,
too.
for the game as well. So it's like I'm half happy, half mad, so to speak.
Yeah.
But here we go. Oh, we've got some pushing and shoving here right at the end of this period here. Yeah.
My poor half goal. Tampa had to
That looked
do
like
now.
that looked like a high stick on Cernak there on Bavilier.
Yeah.
Off that face off. It looked like the stick got up to his face.
And I think that's what the Islanders are asking the ref about. Where was that call just now? Yeah. And there was none.
With that push, Tampa's now 8-3-2 in the second period. These playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. They needed. I'm glad I didn't take the Islanders to win in the first. It was either take the Islanders to win the second period or take them to score the next goal when it was 1-0. And I went next goal instead of win the period. I would have lost the period. I would have lost the win the period bet. Yep, with that power play.
That was nice we got that, because it made my money back for the bet I put on the second period.
Yep. Very, very wise decision. All right, it is.
I'm going to take a bathroom break real quick.
Yeah, I got to get a beer refill, so I will be back in just 2 minutes. Looks like it's Nick and Terry for just a couple minutes, but I will be back, and it won't be long, 1 minute or so. So be back.
So I guess you're stuck with me now, Terry.
I guess
what action do you have on this game?
I have Islanders money line as a single bet, but my parlays, I've been doing parlays lately and I've been having good luck.
Yeah, you messaged me the other day. The Phoenix Suns capped all your parlays the other day. You messaged me about.
Yeah, 3 big parlays. So
how much do those cash you?
Well, I didn't put a lot of money on them, but
yeah,
I made a lot.
I was like, I wouldn't put a lot of money on 7, 9, and 13 parlays.
Yeah,
I think my best once was I hit I think it was 12 or 13 parlay with baseball back in the way beginning of my sports betting. It was $1 and I won 453.
Yeah, true. Well, I had to start betting with Proline. So it's Ian knows what Proline is. So basically you can't single bet. It has to be between 2 to 6 games. And the odds are really bad. It's like you go to the convenience store. Yeah, you go to the convenience store and you fill out a piece of paper and they put it in the machine and it prints out your ticket. But the odds are really messed up. You have to do 2 to 6 games in a parlay. So that's what I started doing was parlays, usually 6 games.
That's what they want you to do. Those are
that's
money
what I
suckers.
started out
to advertise it.
Yeah. So I have Islanders as a single bet, but I have a good parlay that's going with Tampa Bay on it. Tampa Bay money line. So I guess I'm covered either way.
Mm-hmm.
But I need the Blue Jays within one.
Yeah, the blue. I was going to mention that to you earlier.
Yeah,
I was going to say Stanton homer. I get notifications for everything, so I might randomly say, "Oh, so and so scored earlier." Like, I might randomly say stuff like that because I do that all the time when I'm hanging out with my brother. We watch games at night, and every single time a score comes across the top of my screen, because I get notifications for every run, I'll say it whether we have a bet on it or not. It's just my way of keeping up with everything.
I kind of do the same thing with certain stuff. Everything I want to keep up with, I get notifications for, and I'm constantly checking.
Yeah.
Yankees have a guy in second and third with 2 outs.
Oof.
We're really hoping that the Jays can get him out here.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Kimbrel
5, 6,
strikes him
7,
out.
8. I'm starting off. So far, I'm 8-0, but I have the Cardinals that are probably going to be a loser here. So I'm 8-0, 8-1 really there to start off the day, and I still have the Islanders. I have the Connecticut Sun, the Minnesota Lynx. I have my Barzell props, the over, the Nets plus 5.5, KD over 53.5 PRA. Cubs or not Cubs. Reds first 5. That's 0-0 right now, and the over 9 in Detroit. So hopefully I can have a decent night. I think even if I lose everything, I might lose a little bit, but like I'm up 6.5 units right now to start off my day, so it's a good day here.
Nice. Kimbrel's got to nail it down here. Sorry, Terry, if you took the Mets.
I did have the Mets, but oh, come on, no. Wow. 7-4 Yankees. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I was looking at the over in that game. I was looking at Yankees team total over.
Jays are blowing games at the end.
See, that's why I like team totals a lot. I don't have to fuck with bullpens.
Injuries, too.
Mm. Like, one bet I cashed last night, that was unfortunately because of DeGrom going out, was I had the Cubs team total over 1.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I saw. If I get, I basically said if there's a 1.5 as a team total in a baseball game, I'm taking it regardless of who it is or who they're facing. And 2.5, the situation has to be still good, but I'm most likely taking those as well. I've been looking a lot more at team totals lately, so I can avoid bullpens and stuff like that, or first 5s. Like, I rarely bet.
I was just talking about that, Nick, the other day with somebody on the show, and he talked about how team totals in baseball were one of his favorite bets on my Bet with Bobano show. And they said and I said during that show, the reason why is because if you think a lineup is going to hit a specific pitcher, but you have no faith in that team's own starting pitcher or that team's own bullpen to get outs, that's where you go for team total. You just take the freaking concern and worry about what that team's own pitchers are going to do, and just focus on the fact you think their lineup is going to hit that team's pitching.
Oh yeah, I've had a few games now since I've started betting team totals where the team I bet lost, but the team total cashed. Yep. Today in Arizona, last night with Chicago, a couple nights ago with Toronto. I had them against the night they blew the lead and lost to the Yankees. I had them over 4.5. They cashed that in the 4th inning. I was done. I was like, cool, game's over. I don't care anymore. And the Yankees came back and won that game. But I still cashed my play, and that's what I really like about these team totals, which I just started looking at like 3 days ago, because I usually go first 5s or full games, and I realized those are not the way to be profitable. So, like, in the last 3 days, over half my bets have been team totals.
I think that's wise. The White Sox against lefties. Yep. That's my record on that's like 8-2 on the year. I try and pick my spots.
Oh yeah, I had them the game that they won 3-0 and came up a half run short for the team total over.
Wow. Yeah, that hurts. That definitely hurts. All right, let's see what we can find, guys. Let's see what we can find here for this third period, because I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive now. We got a game where I think there's going to be some opportunities now based on the way this third period starts. I'm eyeing an over at some point, but I'm going to look for the 4.5. I'm going to hope we get a 2-1 for a little bit, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes of scoreless hockey at the beginning of the third period, and then get that 4.5 down below where it is now, which is at minus 250. I don't want that now. Minus over 1.5, equivalent of over 1.5 third period is minus 250 right now. So I'm looking to get a better price than that. Yeah, not at that price. I'm waiting for maybe you get 5 to 10 minutes, we get it scoreless, or it stays 2-1 Tampa, and then we jump in at a much better price. That's the aim here.
Over 5.5 is a live line for me here at plus 220.
Yep, that's exactly what I see it at. You could do that, but again, you need 3 goals at this point to get that. You did have it the other night. The other night, it was 2-1 going into the third period, and we got 6 goals. We had 3 goals in the third period, yeah. But I feel
if you think the Isles will tie it, team total over 1.5, minus 149 for the Isles, saying they get a goal in the third period here.
Third period, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's I want to see how they come out in the third period. Again, I want to see a semblance of them generating that offensive zone pressure, generating that attack time that they got toward the latter half of the second period. That's a real shame for the Islanders. They had such a good stretch there for 10 minutes. Pressure all over the zone, tie the game. They take 1 penalty, and was it a suspect call? It was a very, very light display of interference by Adam Pelech, and they score on that power play. So that's a really, really tough kick in the nuts there for the Islanders. That period was so good for them, and they basically come out of it even and still down a goal. They got to pick themselves off the mat. It's a mental blow. It's a mental hit to the psyche. When you play a period that good and we're still down a goal, which is where we were coming into that period, that's tough to handle that. Tough to deal with that.
Especially if you don't get off to a hot start in period 3, it could be really just dire straits in that final 10 minutes. And it could either be a ton of chances, or it could just be sloppy hockey and they could just be completely out of it.
That's why so much of live betting is the emotional swings and mental side of it. Like, I want to see how the Islanders come out to start this third period. Does that goal that they gave up at the end, does Tampa Bay really start to take it to them? Because they really haven't done that for a while. And I'm worried that could happen here, even on the road, that Tampa Bay could really put their foot down.
If Tampa starts looking good in the start of this third period, I'm going to look at the 60-minute team total for the Lightning over 3.5 at plus 185.
I agree.
Hope they maybe get 1 and then add an empty netter.
That's what I'm thinking. Jarek. I mean, I'm thinking Islanders potentially, or I'm definitely looking at an over in the third period as we get into it. I'm looking maybe if the Islanders are looking good again, I would go with them to score the next goal. And if Tampa Bay's looking good, instead of Tampa to score the next goal, I would go probably the over the team total, because if they get the next goal, they could easily get another one, because if it gets to 3-1, you're going to see the net empty for a larger amount of time and a better chance to get that 4th goal. Much better value. Yep.
Then if we win that, or if we don't win that, then best case scenario is probably we get the draw on. I catch that. I missed it last night in Vegas, Montreal. I really thought we'd get an under 5 game where it'd be like, I really thought 1-1 into overtime. I thought it was going to be a real tight game, but Montreal scored first, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah, I don't have the exact record, Jarek, but I know for a fact that there's been a bunch of situations in these playoffs where there's a team that's up by a goal going into the third period, and that team scores 2 goals in the third period. They get that over, live team total over, because they either extend the lead and then they get the other empty net goal, or they get 2 empty net goals. It's happened
in the
before.
playoffs.
So it's a good thing to look at in the playoffs.
I need to dig into those stats there. If they're leading heading into the third period, they score at least 2 goals.
Yep. That's something I might actually take the time to look at to see how many times.
Yeah, me too. Now that you mention that.
But it only applies if a team's leading going into the third. Do they get 2 goals in the third? Is the key question. Yeah.
Yeah. I always, like, in the regular season, I don't know if it was just me, but it seemed like there was not a lot of empty net goals, especially to cover puck lines. It seemed like
Yes.
there was none of that. And it would be hair pulling. I'd be like, oh my God. You'd see, I remember Jonathan Tace had like 8 empty netters one year. Me and my uncle started calling him Captain Empty Net.
Yep.
So he was just able to ice the games. And all of a sudden, just this year, a bunch of overtimes or just games ending by 1 goal in regulation. It was frustrating. I stopped taking the puck line like a month and a half in the year.
I've just placed 2 bets. Islanders to score next at plus 140. I'm seeing it now where I am. So it's actually the price has gotten better on that. But I've also taken Tampa's team total over 3.5 plus 175. 2 plus price bets, which means there's profit if one of them hits. And when you look at it,
which one of them should hit, unless this game finishes 2-1.
Yes, which that means we'd lose both. That means if there's no goal, then yes, that the Islanders' next goal would lose, and obviously Tampa team too. But if Tampa gets the next goal, yes, I'd lose the Islanders bet, but then we are extremely live to get over 3.5 Tampa Bay goals. So I feel great about winning that one, even if the Islanders don't score the next goal and Tampa does. So that's my philosophy. And 2 plus prices and grab some profit. That's good. Savvy betting in game because you're going to grab, at least churn out some profit from it. Hell, I'm still thinking for the absolute best case scenario with that. Islanders score to make it 2-2. Tampa gets a goal like a minute or two later. It's 3-2. And then you can get an empty net for Tampa 4-2. And both of them cash. So that's also in the cards potentially. But it's 2 bets that I would only make right now if they were both plus prices, which they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Which means that you get one, you profit. You get both, you're really happy.
Absolutely.
The no force goal is plus 500.
I was looking at that too. 2-1 to plus 500 right now.
You can just sprinkle a teeny little bit
plus
on that.
7. Yeah, my book has it.
Yeah, but you don't bet that now. You let it simmer for. Actually, you should bet that now because the longer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's only gonna get worse. The line as the period goes on.
I keep thinking I've got this over thought process. Yeah, because usually for over you want to wait, but under no goal at all in the third period. Yeah, you want to bet that now.
Bet it now.
Yeah.
But that's a risky play. That's really risky. That's why it's plus 500 is because.
Because at the very least, if it is 2-1, you are dealing with that empty net. You're guaranteed to deal with it.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay's not been an automatic team to score in the empty net as much at times this year. That's the one thing you have to keep in mind. So that bet could hit. And Tampa Bay's defending well for the most part.
They're blocking everything. Yeah.
Yes.
It kind of worries me that Braden Point scored the go-ahead goal. That guy has so many career game winners in the playoffs.
Yeah, it makes you think that 2-1 is the destiny of the final score here tonight. 2-1 Tampa. Yeah, because you're right. Braden Point's just been king of playoff, game-winning goals. It's just been a thing for him.
I remember when he first came up. Go ahead, Ian.
Yeah,
my story.
No, go ahead. Yeah, but Braden.
Now we're confusing each other. You go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Yeah, you had a good point. Go ahead.
All right. I was gonna say no, but just watching Braden Point come up through college and stuff, and then he started, I think, one of the March call-ups where season ended, and then he ended up in Tampa Bay, and he led me to a fantasy championship. And from that point on, I was like, I'm following this guy, and he blossomed into a superstar. I didn't heard of him until I think it was March of 2017. He came up, and he's just been a stud ever since.
He's an amazing story, Braden Point, because he is one of those players that when he played for the World Junior team in Canada, they thought he'd be a pretty decent player, but he was drafted, in the 4th round, 79th overall, by that Lightning team in 2014. So he was expected to be just a depth forward. I think most people thought he was a good scorer in the junior ranks for sure. I mean, a terrific junior career in terms of being an offensive dynamo, but 91 points in 72 games in his draft year that he had with Moose Jaw of the Western Hockey League. But in terms of his NHL career, they thought, depth forward, third line guy, probably a two-way forward. He'd be pretty good checker, could be decent enough offensively, chip in. And he's just worked hard. He's kept himself in tremendous physical condition. He's been put in the system in a situation that accentuates his talent and ability. And he's been put with, obviously, a bunch of great players around him. Like, if he's stuck on a team that doesn't build the extremely deep forward group that Tampa Bay has, could he have been this good? Potentially not. No. He probably still would have been pretty good. But I think the fact that he is surrounded by just a great team where the players and teammates make each other better, it's really put him over the top to that superstar that he is now.
Yeah, I think he proved that he was that guy too once Stamkos was out, and then he filled in that void perfectly. And it's like, that was Stamkos. He was scoring 40 goals, getting 80, 90 points. And then Kucherov's out this year. I mean, he was a little less effective without Kucherov this year, because my whole thought into the season was the central goaltending was the weakest, and I thought we were going to see like the leading goal scorers outside of like Matthews and McDavid come from the central, and that wasn't the case. But
no, that isn't the case. We have, by the way, joining us just now. You see him in the chat for many of our Ice Guys shows, and we hear him and we see him now. Nate Dogg, 420 in the house.
What up?
Nate Dogg, welcome in. How are you?
Hey, brothers. How are you tonight?
Very good. We're doing good. How are you?
Sorry, I joining late. I got caught up with doing some stuff with my son, so life goes
no
on.
problem. That's all right, man. Good to have you with us. By the way, if you can, the volume in the background, if you can turn it down just a little, Nate.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, because it's got a lot of feedback right now coming in. But other than that, you're good. Your video looks good. By the way, the third period has started. 20 seconds in, 2-1 Tampa Bay. So this Nate Dogg, by the way, is someone I remember we got kicked out of a bar a few years ago because we were there forever. I never will respect that place ever again doing that to us. Gator Ted in Burlington. Despicable. We were just having a good time watching the football, having a few drinks. We figured we were there too long and they booed us. Very, very upsetting.
That is correct. It was a waste of money for giving them.
Yeah. It was a waste of money and a bad job by them because we weren't doing the damn thing. We were having a good time. We weren't bothering anybody. They just thought we were drinking enough, and yeah, it was not good. That's for sure. So how have you been, Nate? How's things with you? Good.
Oh, I'm doing good. Just trying to keep it all positive,
Yeah, absolutely. What in terms of this game? What have you bet? Who do you like? Who did you take in this game?
Well, I'm on the Islanders. I figured I just kind of tuning into this too. Like I said, I wasn't able to do much. But I didn't expect. I thought they might have come out with the first goal tonight, but it doesn't surprise me. But I think they're gonna get it together. I like the over too, so that's kind of nerve-wracking. But in the third period, there's always a couple goals. So.
You got a chance there. Yeah, exactly. Definitely with the 2 goals that were scored in the second, you got a better chance now with that. No question. So we're underway here in the third period of this game, 2-1, about 18 and a half minutes left now in the third period. So we will definitely keep an eye on this. See who gets the early jump here in the third, and that's going to really dictate where maybe the play is going to end up going here in the third. If you're the Islanders, by the way, I have over 28 and a half shots on goal for the New York Islanders in this game, and I just need 9 now here the rest of the way, and they're trailing by 1, which, nothing's ever a winner until it's actually a winner, but you would feel positive about being in this position, over 28 and a half shots on goal, needing just 9 shots. And the team that needs the 9 shots is trailing by 1, which means, yeah, they got to throw a bunch of pucks at the net. So that should be good news for me.
Oh, definitely, especially once you get down into the crunch time where they pull the goalie. You should get at least 4 or 5 in the final minute alone, the final 2 minutes at least.
Yeah, exactly. Tampa Bay, by the way, has the puck in the Islanders zone right now. So they're trying to that's exactly what they want to do. Play in the New York zone, force the Islanders to go 90 feet and make something happen. And that's the best way to play defense is just what they're doing right now. Cycle that puck in the offensive zone and just keep Tampa Bay or keep the Islanders bottled up. And you would think John Cooper was saying to his team in the second intermission, right? We kind of got away with one in the second period. We kind of are fortunate we still have the lead. The way the final 10 minutes of that second period went, where the Islanders were really starting to get that forecheck going, hem Tampa Bay in the defensive zone. And if not for a very, very questionable penalty call that gave Tampa that power play, it was going to be a little bit problematic for the Tampa Bay that period. But they capitalized on the late power play, and it just completely changed the entire complexion of that period. Wow, Islanders were just about to maybe have a breakaway, but it was offside. And by the way, Leo Komarov would have had the breakaway chance, so maybe it's better off, safety there, trying to score on a breakaway, which is not his forte. Any Leaf fan knows that too, going back to when he played for Toronto. You gave that guy an odd man rush or a breakaway chance, and he's probably not putting it in.
I miss the old Marion Hosted clapper on the breakaway.
Yeah, the old fake shot and then just drive
Yep.
it. Yep. He did that a lot. No question
All the
about
time.
that. Oh, there's Kevin in the chat. He joined us on the last Betcast. He's on the Lightning, so good, looking good so far, but a lot of time left, 16 minutes, but 2-1 Tampa here in the third period. Again, no shots yet in this third period, 2020. So Tampa Bay doing what they want. Keep everything, keep this a low event period, which is definitely something that's good for them in their chances tonight. You don't want to be giving up too much and giving up too many odd man rushes either right now. Yeah, right now it's just the Islanders back to being really the way they were in the first period and early in the second period, being choked off, not getting a lot of great opportunities at this point in time. But tough sledding right now for the Islanders in terms of trying to get that offensive zone time at this point. Still 2-1 Tampa. They've got the puck moving it up the ice right now. Like I said earlier in the night, guys, Josh Bailey, Beauvillier, these are some of the guys that have to start making more of an impact for the Islanders in this series. I like Barzal's game. Nelson's been good. Eberle's been a really, really diligent, hard worker. But they need more from some of these other guys like Bailey and Beauvillier, who are good offensive players, and they've kind of gone MIA the last few games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put Beauvillier in a couple of my – I do DFS lineup still, and I had him in a couple of mine because he was starting to get some shots off. And I know he's a good playoff performer at home for the Isles, so I was like, let's give him a go. Put him and Barzal, and there's my own Isles. I didn't take anyone else.
Adam Pelech, a great first pass. I mean, Adam Pelech is continuing to play very well. That penalty was not warranted on him in that second period. I still stand by that. It's a very, very fortuitous call. Almost like they felt bad they gave Tampa Bay the only penalty out of that scrum, a few minutes before that. Makeup call, which happens a lot in the NHL for sure.
We learned that one this year.
Yes. Yeah, no question. Anybody on the draw? Brian, first time here with you all, Brian says during. Oh, yeah, Brian, we've seen you on the regular Ice Guys show, but just not on the Betcast. Anyone on the draw is what he's asking. Good question. I am not.
I am.
There you go.
I got a pregame plus 305. Made my card today.
All right. Well, that's another option too. The draw. If the Islanders show me that they can put some pressure on here.
Yeah, it's at plus 255 now. Last I checked.
Yeah. And the price, of course, the longer it stays 2-1, that price will get better on the draw.
Seems like the momentum.
Islanders are starting to have a couple. That's two good shifts in a row the Islanders have put together, Nate. So that's a good positive here. The last couple.
And it was the identity line. It was Martin, Cizikas, and Zajac. They had Zajac for that shift on that line.
Yeah, it was a little line change there. Yeah.
Oh man, they tried to spring Beauvillier.
Islanders are starting to rev it up again, but misconnect on passes like that.
The rest of this third could be very physical.
Yeah, I expect some penalties here.
Yeah, well, the first period of game 2 the other night was insane. How physical, how many scrums there were. There was Martin and Maroon had a great fight, great tussle. That was impressive how physical that first period was. That's what you like to see in playoff hockey. You know, get after it, take a man out, do it without being dirty or cheap, but make sure you have that edge and that physical element. That's what we all love about playoff hockey. And I like the odd fight every now and then. One of my favorite playoff hockey moments, you guys, was 1993 Leafs Kings, and it was Wendell Clark and Marty McSorley fighting in a big playoff game. Holy shit, what a fight it was. I mean, these guys are just throwing bombs back, boom, boom, boom. I mean, that's what I wish we would see more in playoff hockey these days.
Is this the same building the Mike Bossy then played in?
It is. The Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum. It has been around that long, and that's what's being put out to pasture. This is the final season here.
And then they're moving 8 miles to the Belmont.
Yep.
Yeah, I grew up around 35, 40 minutes away from Nassau Coliseum. I went there a couple of times. My school band in 6th or 7th grade played God Bless America during an intermission on this game once. So wow, I was there a few times.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's awesome.
It's a good opportunity, yeah. A lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
That was good hockey back then. Bossy, Trottier. Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Jeez, that's going. That's even before I was born. But I've watched so much of these old highlights and old games that I'm familiar with it because I watched all these old games growing up. That I watched all the classics. I watched Magic and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and those Laker teams, Bird and McHale and all those great Celtics in basketball. I watched the Gretzky teams and the Oilers, the 70s Canadians. I mean, I've watched classic games with all those teams. I'm a historian. I like to know what happened in the past in all these different sports. I feel that I experienced it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for my generation, the only true dynasty was the freaking Patriots.
Yeah,
and the Giants baseball run when they won 3 titles in 5 years.
Give my Blackhawks their credit.
Yeah,
them too.
3 and 6,
and the Kings even last decade had a good little run.
Yeah.
Food your Blackhawks, Terry.
And Terry, every time we play y'all in the playoffs, we win a Stanley Cup.
Yeah. Poor Terry.
Not for a while. You guys are going to rebuild.
We've been there. It's maybe 3-4 years before you start seeing real contention out of us.
Wow, that was a good intercept by the Islanders there. But yeah, Terry's probably closer to a cup than any Blackhawk fan is right now.
Oh, yeah. My way too early prediction is Minnesota's going to the conference final next year.
Yep.
I'm hearing Eichel is going to be close. Is close to being traded.
That's pretty cool.
Eichel will get traded. Yeah, Pierre LeBrun is saying it. Jack Eichel will get traded. It's just a matter of where does he go to.
He's going to be a Ranger.
Yeah, I think Rangers. And Gallant, what a great hire by them.
Yeah, that was a great hire. Gerard Gallant was an outstanding hire. Absolutely terrific. You talk about nailing it and hitting it out of the park with a coaching hire. That's what they did.
Exactly. I wish the Hawks would have had the gonads to get rid of Colleton and bring him in. I've wanted Gallant ever since Vegas canned him. I couldn't believe Vegas canned him when they did. Still remember when they left him in a taxi, Florida did.
Disrespect is what it was. See, it gets me angry all over again thinking about it.
No, but it was
absolute
disrespect.
Freaking
both teams
disrespect
just dumped
by
them
the
for no reason.
Golden Knights or by Florida. First of all, that was the worst one. Let's leave this great coach that got us back to the playoffs, made us good again. Let's dump him at the airport and let him fetch his own ride back home. Just tell him he's done and just leave him there. Brutal. And Vegas does it in the middle of a season where they're actually still playing well. And they're coming off the playoff year, taking them to the cup the year before, the cup final. Brutal. I mean, talk about what's this guy done to deserve terrible dismissals. What's he done to deserve such terrible dismissals like that? It's just absolutely insane.
I'd love to hear an answer.
Ian, what's your thoughts with Gallant being with the Rangers now?
Very good for the Rangers. I mean, he's great, Nate, for them because he's going to fix the defense. He wants everybody to commit to being good in their own zone. That's the weakness of the Rangers. They can score goals like crazy, but they can't keep the puck out of their own net. Bringing in Gallant's going to help them. Get them attention to detail defensively. Great hire.
It'd be very
That
interesting.
feedback is still really bad, by the way.
Yeah.
I saw Terry pull his earbud out too.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I can do, Nate? Don't adjust anything, Nate, on your end. What I'll do is when you're not talking, I'll mute your mic, and then when you're ready to talk, I'll unmute your mic. That way, the feedback will come in as good. So don't adjust anything, Nate, on your end. We're good. I'll control your mic from here.
All right.
Yep. See, there we go. See, it mutes the mic, and there we go.
It should
I
be.
think the simplest solution to that is headphones.
Yeah. As soon as I see your mouth move, Nate, I'll just unmute your mic, and then we'll be able to hear you. Yeah.
I was gonna say it should be very interesting to see who Seattle gets for a coach.
I think it's going to be Rick Tocchet. Rick Tocchet, the former head coach of the Arizona Coyotes. I say that, Nate, because he knows Ron Francis well. They played together. Ron Francis is the GM there at Seattle. There's a connection there. I think he wants Rick Tocchet to be his coach. I think it's a matter of when, not a
What
matter
about
of if.
Tortorella?
Nah, I can't be Tortorella. For a franchise, for an expansion. No, I don't think it'll be.
Torts might be on NHL Network again.
He might be back, or TSN. Yeah, he might be back on television. But to answer your question, Nate, yes, I think Rick Tocchet's going to be the Seattle head coach.
Yeah, I also was thinking maybe of Torts, but yeah, I hear you. A lot of things with him. He's a good coach, though. He knows his hockey. I think the
Torts
problem
is a really, really good human hockey ice.
I think the problem is, though, he's of that era, kind of like Stan Van Gundy being fired from New Orleans. You know, he's an old school coach, and these young players, I don't think they can handle it. You know, because I don't see why he was let out of there.
Well, Van Gundy was a victim of a team that just refuses to play defense. I think that was the issue with Van Gundy in New Orleans. I don't think it was Van Gundy did a terrible job. Maybe he could have done better, but certainly could have. But I think the players, this group was not capable of playing defense. I thought it was a Gentry thing, their former coach, Alvin Gentry, as to why the Pelicans were so bad defensively. But it's not a coaching thing anymore because they just were as bad defensively this year with Van Gundy now. And yet they made Van Gundy the scapegoat, which I don't necessarily agree with. In Columbus, with Tortorella, things are falling apart. Bobrovsky left in free agency. Duchesne and all these other guys left in free agency. And nobody stuck around. They had to rebuild a little bit. They had a lot of injuries. The goaltending, of course, with Korpisalo and Merzlikins wasn't as good as it used to be. And, I think Tortorella realized, and look, he had some problem childs on the team. Pierre-Luc Dubois didn't bring it every night. And then, of course, they got Lyonnais, and he didn't bring it every night. So they basically got rid of one guy who doesn't bring it every night and brought in another guy who doesn't bring it every night. So
they brought in the Winnipeg version of Pierre-Luc Dubois.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, during the second round of the playoffs, the Winnipeg Jets could have really used like a really good shooter, maybe like a Patrick Laine or something like that.
Yeah, Mark Scheifele guy is pretty good.
Yeah, he's pretty good too. kind of like Colorado, they needed like a Kadri type of guy to help
Mark
them.
Scheifele is good when he's not charging 3/4 of the way down the ice, hitting
my
people and getting suspended.
That was
brutal.
I knew the series was over for Winnipeg when that happened.
Bad omen. I get it, Nick. Yeah, bad omen. Like, it's just not what you need. You can't have, a key player like that all of a sudden not in there. It's just it sets a bad tone and a bad precedent for the entire series. So, yeah, there's definitely truth to that. That was just, whoa. We lost game one, and Scheifele's going to get suspended for sure. That's not exactly the blueprint for success for Winnipeg for a game one in that series. They've never recovered from that. Okay, I'm getting interested, you guys, in this third period live over, I should say, right now. No question. I'm getting more and more interested in it because it's 4.5 now at a plus price. The key is that Tampa Bay gets the next goal. If it goes to 2-2, it'll cash. So
I was going to say the key is the Islanders tying it up and hitting the over 4.5.
Yep, that could do it. I'm going to hop in on that for sure. Over 4.5 is plus 120. And again, this is not a third period bet. This is a game total bet. So if it's 2-2 and it goes to overtime, it cashes.
The Islanders are plus 230 to score next, and the draw is plus 310.
Wow. Yeah, go ahead, Nate.
I was just going to say, it seems like the Islanders are starting to get under the Lightning skin a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Matt Martin
wanted to fight there.
Yeah. Blake Coleman will fight. He has fought before multiple times, but that's a big ask. A big guy like Matt Martin trying to take him on.
The Islanders don't have a lot of time here to figure it out.
No, well, they got 840.
But if they can get some penalties, that'd be good.
Yep.
Yeah, Vasilevsky, boy, he's just playing lights out tonight.
He's playing great, Nate, and the defenseman in front of him blocking a ton of shots. That is a big thing as well. The defenseman in front of Vasilevsky, all playoffs, like it's Hedman especially. He's like a road grader, or right now you just can't get things past him. It's like a complete and utter blockade in front of the net from a guy like that. Whether it's a stick getting in the way of a shot, whether it's his body, whether he goes down to blockage, whatever the case may be, he is that defenseman that's just not letting anything through. Now, the Islanders need 3 more shots, and I cashed that over shots on goal prop that I bet before the game. So they're at 26-21 shots. I'm feeling good about that. We got 8 minutes to get 3 shots. I think that's
players are at.
I know I'm not going to cash Stamkos because I don't even know if he's had a shot on goal.
What if you get overtime?
He's missed the net.
I need one more shot on goal for Barzell for that one to cash.
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah, Barzell's got 2.
Yep.
Stamkos. We got 1 of them.
All right. Cincinnati first 5 push.
What is it for Islanders' next goal?
Oh, shit. I just had it up there for a second. Where did it go?
My book's got it plus 255 right now, and the draw is plus 325.
Plus 350 is where it's gotten to in mine now, the Islander next goal. Wow.
That might be a little sprinkle.
That might be. That's tempting, Nate. That's really tempting. And just as I say that, they're moving in. Can they get a chance away? No. Wow. They are starting to buzz. They're picking up the pace a little. Let me just see here. 4.5 is plus 1. I'm locking it in now. Plus 175. We're in. Plus 175 over 4.5. So that's what we're in at. Hoping for a 2-2 goal.
My book's got it at 4 now, so I'd have to go and grab it alternately. And plus 152 is what mine has it at.
Yeah, mine's 3.5. Minus 160.
Oh my goodness.
3.5. Take that. That's gonna hit. At the very least, you're gonna get an empty netter.
3.5's down. Yeah, 3.5 is showing up now. Minus 160. So that's coming in range too. I'll probably jump on that, but I'm gonna wait it out. I usually like to wait, guys, until the final TV timeout of the period, which is the under 6-minute timeout. And that's usually the last chance you get to bet a third period side or total or anything live before they shut it off in like the last 3-4 minutes.
Over 2.5 goals for Tampa Bay in the 60-minute time frames at plus 125 now. So you get plus money just for them getting one.
That's better. That's interesting too, because if they don't tie it, they got a chance to get the empty netter at that point. But it's 5:40. All right, here it is. TV timeout. 5:49 left in the third period. 2-1 Lightning.
Oh, I'm way behind you guys.
Minus 140.
Yeah,
Over
I think
4,
Nick is a minute behind us, so it's everybody tonight. We've got everybody's on different feeds and different times, so I've done my best to make sure.
I'm always the last one to see anything.
I'm always making sure I'm muting myself when something's happening. No reaction, stone face the whole time. Nobody can tell that something's happened yet.
The best poker face.
Yeah, it is what it is. If I didn't want any spoilers, I would leave the stream. So it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. This game's flying by the way. It's only 10:30 and we're like almost 5 minutes left here. But
Islander games are quick because there's not many penalties.
Yep. All right, I've locked in over 3.5 minus 140. I think that's the best it's going to get. So I got over 4.5 plus 175, over 3.5 minus 140. Give me one of those, please. That's all I'm asking for. Yeah.
Well, that's weird. It was at minus 140. Now it's minus 150. That's weird.
Bounced up. Yeah. Yeah, it is actually. Yeah, I just see that now. Yeah, minus 150.
That's weird.
People are betting it. And that could be
go
it.
ahead and lock in Tampa Bay over 2.5 in regulation.
All right, Jarek is in with over 2.5 goals for Tampa Bay, which is a plus
Tweet
price,
that
right?
one out.
Plus 120.
Yeah, plus 128.
There you go. All right, which is makes sense there. This is always the best part of the night. These late third periods, shit can hit the fan.
Islanders money line is plus 14.25.
Yes.
Ooh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
$5 be 76.
Really surprised if Islanders don't tie it up here, actually. But
Well, if they do, then the draw's looking good. I'm trying to set myself up here.
Yeah, Tampa Bay, it's not done a lot for a while now. The Islanders keep on pressing. You love to see it, but now they need a payoff. Now they need a goal.
Oh.
wow.
Yeah, I just bet Islanders money line.
He's going in. Terry Edelman.
Oh, that Barzal backhand looked good on TV.
Hey, it's a huge
Islanders are starting to buzz now.
And if they tie it.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, this is pressure by the Islanders here. This is what we're starting. That's what I was expecting for earlier in this period. Great job by the Islanders. They're starting to really get some good pressure right now, but nothing to show for it, at least as of yet.
Mick does looking desperate.
I threw $6 on the Islander money line, plus 14.50.
There we go. Feeling frisky is what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it pays a lot.
To win 87, or yeah.
Wow, what unbelievable chances just now for the Islanders. Great pressure. They're doing everything but scoring.
Yeah, they can't get past the goalie. Jeez.
I hate to say it, but what else is new? That's been Vasilevsky, really, to be honest. This whole year has been this playoffs. Yeah.
At the same time, though, I really like the Islanders' defense. They just collapse on Tampa Bay, and they don't give them a chance.
Yep. There's no question. They're tough to maneuver against for sure. Yeah.
Oh, something's got to happen here. If they tie this up, this building's gonna go nuts.
Oh yeah. Well, it's gonna tear the roof off the place. We lost Jarek for a second. I think he's going to be on his way back. This happened to Jarek last week too. It's just all of a sudden, what a save by Varlamov there. Whoa.
Wow.
I will react to things that aren't goals. So I know some people haven't seen that save by Varlamov yet, but I will react as long as it's not a goal. If it's a goal, I'll make sure I don't have any reaction, verbal, physical, facial expression, the whole bit.
Yeah, that was multiple saves for Varlamov.
Wow. The mic and cam for Jarek is glitching, and it's like the worst time this could be happening because we're down. There he is, just in the nick of time.
We're back.
This club is back.
The nightclub, yes. We didn't even talk about the
Nightclub.
lights today. How could we?
Yeah, exactly. Nightclub action. 3 minutes to go. That it looks like they've just gone dark with the live betting lines. So live betting lines have gone dark. 3 minutes. That's usually when it happens. So I hope you got your bets in. Islanders money line. We got over 3.5, over 4.5. I've got Islanders to score and Tampa Bay over 3.5, and now a little over 2.5 as well. So something's got to cash here.
Hopefully something will happen.
Something will happen. Yeah, I told you we're gonna get a little aggressive here in the late part of this game. Got Tampa team total overs 2.5, 3.5. I've got overs 3.5 and 4.5. I've got Islanders to score the next goal. I've got that's pretty much what I got right now. And over shots on goal, which is 28. I actually still need one more.
I know. I've been keeping track of that. I can't believe it.
We still need one, and there's only 220 left. And with Tampa Bay,
When they pull the goalie, you'll get one.
They're going to block everything. It's not even a given that they'll get something toward the net
Good.
or to the net. This is the moments of these live betcasts that we live for. The final 2 minutes of the third period, because this is when. Yeah.
Before the third period, we should have all paused at the same moment so we could all see this at the same time.
I know. Just have that same, just that same reaction at the same time. Yeah. They got to get control of the puck here, the Islanders, because there's only 2 minutes left. I've got just Labatt Blue tonight, Kevin. That's it. Just generic, regular beer. No craft beer. I got to get some more tomorrow. All right, 2 minutes left. What do you got, Nate?
Molson Dry.
There you go. That's so I'm a step up from you at least with the Molson Dry. Yeah. Molson Dry, not my favorite. But hey, anything works, right? When you're on a betcast. Yeah.
That next Montreal game
goes Varlamov.
Save the good stuff.
Come on, Islanders.
Yeah, I hear you on that. All right, empty net here, guys. Empty net for the Islanders. Down 2-1. 1:30 to go. It's the crunch time of this game right here, right now. Lightning clear the zone. We got to have a little Ian play-by-play. This is the climax of this game right here. Islanders behind their own net. 1:20 to go, third period. I'll have to make sure I shut up, though, if there's something that happens. So.
No,
you just automatically
all of a sudden you go play-by-play, silent.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, that's going to be a giveaway right there.
None at all.
Yeah. Tie it up. Come on, Islanders.
Wow, 1 minute to go. Islanders net empty. Shot. They have possession in the offensive zone. Now, what will happen with it is the question.
Get a shot for Ian at least.
We lost.
He's got it. Yeah. I know. The people are dropping in and out at the worst possible moments here. The late part of this game. Tampa Bay's just trying to chip and flip this puck out every opportunity they get pretty much right now. This is unbelievable, man.
Yeah, hit the wrong button.
This is wow.
Yeah, this is annoying.
They can't even get started
Come
here.
On.
Wow. Just nowhere to go if you're the Islanders.
Oh, wow.
We're going to run out of time. And the fucking shots on goal prop's going to stay up there.
I know.
Wow.
And we don't get the...
Yeah.
We don't get anything.
That's like
what a killer night.
You didn't get the shots on goal?
Oh.
28, believe it or not. And it stays under.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All that peppering of the
wow, unbelievable by the Tampa Bay Lightning though tonight. Great job at the end. Tampa, like the Islanders, didn't get any pucks through. No, Barry's shaking his head. It's just they couldn't get anything through to the net. And Tampa Bay, that's why they're scary. That's why they're Stanley Cup champs. They can win a game 6-5. They can win a game 2-1. They're comfortable playing either type of game and winning in either type of game.
Great series.
shitty betting night, but
Yeah.
like basically everything that could have went wrong from like no over 3.5, no over 4.5. Hey, no goal in the third period. I hope someone bet that. No
We
goal.
didn't do that.
I mentioned it, but I didn't bet
Yeah,
it.
should take the plus 500.
Yeah, I know.
It was
I was
plus
looking at-
700 for me.
Wow. Yeah,
Oh no.
that stings. That. Yeah,
That-
essentially. Yeah.
That
I
next
bet-
Montreal game is going to be live.
Just whacked feelings. throughout
Yeah,
this
tomorrow.
whole
What do you think,
semifinal.
Nate? We're going to wrap up the Betcast in about 5 minutes or so. So we'll get final thoughts on the game. Nate, we'll start with you for this game and tomorrow night. Yeah, tell us what you think, Montreal, Vegas.
Oh, for me?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I'm a little disappointed. I was rooting for the Islanders in this one, but wow,
You and I both.
they just couldn't get it
Yep.
past the goalie. Give the goalie credit.
Yep.
And I think Montreal's going to be live tomorrow. Oh my goodness!
I've
Not just the
said
team,
this before, Nate. The value is with Montreal in that series, win or lose. Because look at their home dog again at plus 150. They
Yeah.
played Vegas tough in this series so far.
Well, I saw how the city was when they beat Winnipeg, so I can imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be lit, as they call it. LIT with a capital L in Montreal. The Belle Provence will be on fire tomorrow night for sure. So what do you like in that? I assume you're going to like Montreal, Nate. You're going to look to bet them, maybe?
Yeah, I can't. I mean, to be honest, I can't believe I say it because I am a Maple Leaf fan, but I got to root for a Canadian team. Absolutely.
I find there's some Maple Leaf fans that agree with you, though. I know a couple that are rooting for the Canadians, even though they're Leaf fans, even though the Habs knocked them out. There actually are a couple Leaf fans that are rooting for. You could say that's wrong. You could say that's right. Depends on how each individual feels, but they feel the same way. It would be nice to see a Canadian team win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a while.
Yeah, 1993, which is the last time, and it was the Habs that got it done 28 years ago. Last time a Canadian Stanley Cup champ. Jarek, some words on this game and early thoughts on tomorrow night.
This game was just a complete defensive shutdown by Tampa Bay. They allowed the Islanders to get absolutely nothing out there, and we saw it in the third period. We thought that shot on goal prop was going to be easy, money.
That's a
and
bad
sure enough,
beat.
it sucked.
That's an
That is a
absolute bad beat. That is. Didn't even
And
get
we
a
saw all
fucking
the-
shot in that final minute. Now I'm starting. The more I think about it, the more angry I get.
I couldn't
Indian Rams
even
coming.
the empty net, but you mentioned it from the start of the game. I mean, the block shots from Tampa Bay were just there. They were getting in shooting lanes. They weren't allowing Vasilevsky to have to make the saves, and that was just a complete defensive clinic. And as for tomorrow, I mean, my initial thought was Vegas, but now I'm thinking Montreal first period almost. I think that they're going to end up getting off to a good start at home. They're going to be in front of some fans, and like you said, you and Alex said, the travel hasn't been there for Vegas, and it's definitely a big environment change from what they've been in over the past, handful of weeks in the playoffs. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a culture shock, I feel like.
Plus, let's look at the first two periods, or the first periods of the first two games, Jarek, in this series. Montreal was the better team in the first 10 minutes at least
The
of
whole
game
playoff,
one in the
Montreal's
first
been the
period.
better team. It feels like in period one.
And then game two, they completely dominated the first period for the entire first period. So I think you could say there's been 40 minutes of first period hockey in this series so far. Montreal's been the better team for 30 to 35 out of those 40 minutes, I'd say. The first period hockey game one and game two combined. So
actually
for that
need to
reason, I'm
watch
agreeing
that
with you
game
on
one.
Montreal first period.
Yeah,
I agree
I'm
with
going to
you.
make that part of
to me
my
is the way to
card.
go. I agree. So you don't have to watch tomorrow's Ice Guys show now. No, I'm kidding. Watch it anyway. I'm basically
Come
telling you.
join us in chat.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I do like that Montreal first period theory. Nicholas Earl, we will turn to you now for some thoughts. Look, not a good night for the Islanders. Disappointing, frustrating. I liked their game for a large part of it tonight. I thought there was lots to like. I thought they had, moments in the second, moments in the third where they had sustained pressure. They had way more sustained pressure, I thought, than Tampa did in the last two periods. But at the end of the day, you can't put a puck in the net. Matters not.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just hoping they can get more shots on net. Like they need to make Vasilevsky work more. He had some work, but if the Islanders are going to win a game if they're going to win a game, they're going to have to get at least 30, 35 shots on goal. They're going to have to make Vasilevsky sweat a little bit, and that they didn't do that tonight. They only got 28, obviously, and they got to find more open shooting lanes. They got to be able to find holes in this Tampa Bay defense, which they weren't able to find tonight. I think they bounce back in Game 4. I don't think they lose back-to-back at home here, but yeah, this was a rough one tonight. They could have this could have easily been an overtime game, but it happens. They just couldn't get anything in the back of the net. Vasilevsky was good when he was needed, so it happens.
Yeah, it happens indeed. And look, you're not going to win them all, and this was evidence of that for me. You're not going to win them all. Pregame bets weren't great. The live betting, one live bet I won tonight was the Islanders to score that second goal when they were down 1-0. That was I think it's an oath. Well, that's not true actually. I had Braden Point to score a goal.
Yeah.
As well tonight. That came in for me. So there we go. We had a couple at least, but still, it's like 2 and 8 on the night or something like that. And of course, the shots on goal prop was wow. That's hard to fathom. 28, and they don't get one shot in the final 3-4 minutes of that game. So tough one. Hey, but you're gonna have, like I say, this is a tough time of the year. When you're down to the final 4. It's not an easy time of it to be betting hockey. It's much tougher than it is, say, earlier in the playoffs or in the regular season. But still, it's fun to do these shows. Even though I lost a good amount with the live betting, it's still money that I set aside. And that's what I stress to everybody. When you're joining us on these live betcasts and you're placing all these bets, make sure it's money that you can. If you lose it, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to be money like, oh, I needed that to pay my bookie, or I needed that money to pay my rent. Or whatever or pay for the groceries the next time. No, make sure it's money that if you lose it, it's not going to drive you nuts, and it's not going to make you want to throw something out the window, or lose your shit. That's the key. Make sure you save some aside, put some aside that you can. Yeah. See, Nick thinking of it right now. No, that's his Islander fandom coming out. It's got nothing to do with money at this point. It's just a frustrated Islander fan more than anything else now. Terry, we'll get you in here. Thoughts on the game and tomorrow night as well, Montreal, Vegas.
It was a tough one for the Islanders today. It was a tough game. Tampa played really good, like everyone said. Vasilevsky, the block shots. It was just it looked like an Islander game, really, the type of game they played. Tomorrow, I'm kind of thinking Montreal. I was kind of leaning Montreal game 1 and then Vegas 1, and I was leaning Vegas game 2 and then Montreal 1. So I'm leaning Montreal game 3 tomorrow. So Vegas.
So I'm hearing bet Vegas now. Got it. One second.
Paid me.
Playoffs are tough. Ian is totally correct. Playoffs are so tough.
It's a reality check.
I killed it last night with the Montreal game. That was perfect. It was everything that I bet was coming in pretty much. Tonight, the opposite. And that's the way it can go sometimes. But I did have the 2 wins, at least, in the live show. The Islanders' second goal and the point to score a goal. So that saved me from the 0 for tonight, and that would have been hard to stomach. But definitely have had better nights with the betting board, pregame and live betting wise. But hey, it is what it is. This was one of those games where it was tight checking. It was tough to find room and space out there, both teams, especially the Islanders, because Tampa Bay was just a shot blocking machine, and Vasilevsky took care of the rest. So we'll get final words from everybody. Nate Dogg, before we sign off and wrap up the Betcast, some final words from you.
Yeah, well, first of all, I just appreciate everyone's time and patience, and it was great to watch the rest of the game with you tonight. And back for real quick, that Montreal thing, it's great to see how Price has been playing, so that should be exciting. And Fleury's going back home, so. Like you said earlier, just you got to be alert, don't get hurt, and watch what you're doing when you're doing this live stuff, because it could get out of hand. You get excited sometimes.
That's great advice. Nate Dogg with some sage, smart, savvy advice that, you don't go overboard. You don't pile on the units when you're doing live betting and the amount of money. You keep it small. You keep it reasonable. That's what I do. So even though I'm pissed off, it was a night where things didn't go well on the live betting board. But, hey, at least at the end of the day, smaller units, smaller plays. We'll live, we'll survive, we'll fight another day. We'll be right back at it tomorrow. Jarek, final words.
Just thanks for doing these, Ian. I love you're not having to come by, but just choosing to stop by and hanging out with you all. It's a good time. I love being able to watch hockey with people that could, understand the game from the point that the perspective that I tend to watch it from too. So not too many people in real life that I can have that conversation with. So it's nice to be able to interact with people who see the game the way I do. And I'm thinking for the next Islander game, probably zigzag the total. That's how I've been feeling. I wanted to go under 5, but I'm with you, Ian. Golden rule, can never do it. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'll probably touch over 5.5 next game. It's definitely going to be a good plus price.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a good over spot. Just like, maybe tonight probably was a good under spot, but, I'm with you. 5s, it's difficult for me to bet under. 5.5, I'm more interested. 5, not quite as much. Terry Edelman, final words from you on the night.
Thanks for having me on, and thanks everybody for tuning in. And hope people made some money tonight, and if not, good luck tomorrow. And,
Mohamed Jama, I'm with you on this. Very frustrating in terms of, they had all the momentum, the Islanders, when they made it 1-1. They were flying. They were in the Tampa zone. They had that debatable penalty by Pelech. I don't know if he fully deserved it. And then, of course, their penalty kill was like great for a minute and a half. And then one little breakdown, the puck gets to the middle of the ice, point on his stomach, slaps it past Varlamov. Incredible effort from him to get a stick on that and put it in. And next thing you know, it's 2-1. And they didn't really totally recover from that. Tough stuff there for the Islanders. They played such a great second period, and it ends up being a 1-1 period. And they deserved probably to win that period, and they didn't. And it really was a momentum killer a little bit for the Islanders. Nick, hopefully you'll see better days. Hopefully one of those will be Saturday when these two teams meet up again for Game 4 of this series. But what do you think of the Islanders? And, they lose the game, but it's one of those situations where can you really hate the way they played? Not necessarily. I thought they did a lot of good things, just nothing offensively on the scoreboard other than the marker from Clutterbuck to show for it.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you gotta tip your cap to the way that Tampa Bay played defense. We may have said, "Oh, the Islanders couldn't do this, the Islanders couldn't do that." On the other side, you got to give credit when credit's due. This Tampa Bay Lightning team played a complete game tonight, and it's going to happen when you run into a team with the caliber of Tampa Bay. You are going to run into these games where they completely play their complete game, and that's just the way they win, and that's why they're defending champs. It happens. So, I may have to stay away from these betcasts because I'm 0-2 with the Islanders when I'm on it because they lost against Pittsburgh the other time I was on. So, but it's all good. I want also thank you for having me on. This is fun to be able to talk sports betting with people for 2.5 hours, basically. So it's definitely fun. There's not many people around here other than my brother that I know that watch hockey the way I do, and sports bet the way I do. So it's cool to be able to have conversations with different people.
Absolutely, it is. No question. This was fun. I think we're aiming for another betcast next Thursday. I think we've gotten into this little routine of Thursday betcast. It's certainly good for me because it's a quieter night for me, Thursdays. And if all is true and the schedule stays the way it is, hopefully we do have a Game 6 that night. Next Thursday, if we have a betcast, it would be Game 6 Montreal-Vegas would be the betcast next week. So keep an eye on that. Might have to have Mohamed Jama in attendance for that betcast if it indeed is his Montreal Canadiens in action that night. But we will confirm next week when the next betcast will be. It'll probably be Thursday. We might even sneak one in early in the week too. Depends on the way the schedule breaks down for me and Alex and Jimmy as well. But we'll keep you posted on that. With that said, that wraps up this edition of the Ice Guys betcast for Game 3, Islanders Lightning. The Lightning take Game 3, 2-1. Game stays under the total, and the Tampa Bay Lightning take a 2-1 series lead in the semifinals over the New York Islanders. Great stuff, guys. We thank Nate Dogg. We thank Jarek. We thank Nicholas Earl. We thank Terry Edelman and everybody. And of course, earlier we had a couple join us. Cheshire Cat was in with us for a bit as well. Alex, of course, was with us earlier, but again, playing through pain tonight. We appreciate him joining us for a bit on the betcast. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We hope so as well. Alex will be feeling better hopefully tomorrow, if not by the weekend for sure. That's a wrap, guys. Thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight on the Ice Guys YouTube channel. We will be back with our regular Ice Guys show tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. The Friday edition of the Ice Guys will get you ready for Game 3 between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Montreal Canadiens. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow on Friday for another edition of the Ice Guys presented by the Hockey Podcast Network.